Damn, son.
What is going on?
It's too clean. What are we going to do with all that? It's too fucking clean, son.
The split screen's weird.
Oh, man. I can't believe that just happened. That is the coolest intro I've ever seen. Facts. All right. And it's not a biased opinion at all. Okay. I see 3. We're off to a good start. Andy, that beard just, I feel like it hasn't changed, but it's still just like,
there. Still there in the wind.
It's not getting any longer, man.
No,
it doesn't need to, man. That's peak, Doug.
I just trimmed it.
Freshly groomed. I like
Stud.
it.
First time I've seen you guys in 7 months.
Oh, you got the pitties.
I got the pitties. I got the hair cutties. I got all kinds of shit. The hair is cutties, dude. We're cutties.
There he is.
There he is, dude.
There she is.
What's up, guys?
Damn it.
And
Stove.
of the hour.
Stove in the studio. I dig it. I like the background. It looks good. The shirt's pretty stout. Did you lose a little weight, bud?
Maybe just a tad. But football season is upon us, and so the beer drinking has increased, especially over Labor Day.
Well, dude, you're drinking at fucking 11 o'clock in the morning every day.
Are you judging or like?
No. I mean, listen. I need to know the secret because
the wife is right there with me.
Wow, that's fucking phenomenal. I'd be in the alley somewhere.
Well, according to yourself, you were in the alley a few weeks.
My man's out in them streets.
There was a time.
Damn it. Gary, how the hell are you?
I'm doing good. Trying to figure out my fucking headphones.
Hell yeah. It's just not a show without it. Christian Babcock's in the comments. Andy, what up? Boy, and then said, do you like my car, Andy?
Do I like your car? Yeah, it's cool, man.
Sick.
It's cool.
Kelvin LaPierre says, about damn time you guys are back. Agreed.
Hey, I'm not Big Stove.
I mean,
there we go.
That'll do. Well, welcome back, guys. It has been a long time coming. I'll be honest, I've been so out of practice. I had the live videos so I can keep up with the Facebook comments going, and the music was still going. That's why I was yelling in the beginning of that video. But anyways, man, it feels good to be back. And we have a lot of shit to talk about. We've got football coming up. We've had a lot of shit that has happened over the last 7 months. For example, we never even went over the Super Bowl. We never actually got a chance to talk about the aftermath of the Super Bowl and the additional weight to one of Tom Brady's fingers. God damn it.
He's fucking running out of fingers.
He really is, dude. He really
Bro,
is.
do you guys watch any of that Gridiron Heights shit on Facebook? Do you ever see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, I see it all the time. I don't necessarily even always watch it, but today I saw it, okay? And who's familiar with the greatest chick flick of all time? And that is Mean Girls.
Okay. All right.
There's no shame. It's a funny fucking movie.
It's a great movie.
So it's based around that, and Tom Brady is
Which one is
essentially Regina George.
Okay.
The mean.
Yep.
Really?
So it's and like he Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers are like,
I feel like Rodgers would be.
sticks. They're like around well, it's all about the rings and shit like that. So it's all about like, you know, so there's one point where they're like looking in a mirror at the table, Mahomes, Brady, and Rodgers, and they're, you know, like they're doing their thing. And then all the rookies, they show up, you know, it's Fields and Lawrence and Wilson and Mack. They all show up in this car together. And the most hilarious audio is them. They all sound like toddlers. Like whenever they speak, you know, because it's all voiced over. Just hilarious. So there's one scene in particular to wrap this up in the movie where everybody's talking about the girl Regina George and how she's done this or that to them, or, you know, she John Stamos called her pretty. So this one part, it's Matt Ryan, and he's like, he came back from a 23-point deficit in the Super Bowl. It was awesome. And then he gets real sad, you know, upon the realization that it was against him. So just kind of funny stuff.
First of all, it's big of you to acknowledge Mean Girls as being the excellent movie that it is, and I applaud that because it absolutely fucking is, and we should not be ashamed to admit that. So, Gary, we've had a little bit of a hiatus, the longest on record for those of us here at Backyard Sports. Yeah. Just a wee bit there. Yeah. So what was your favorite? I mean, what was one thing that you can name that you absolutely love that you did in our off season, in the Backyard Blitz hiatus of 2021?
We went to Disney, actually. Took
Me
the kids
too.
down to Disney. It was pretty cool because like it was just kind of at the end of like the big COVID push where everything was really shut down. So when we went down, it was in March. It wasn't super hot, for one, and two, the lines weren't crazy. You know, there was enough people there to say so. But one thing we noticed while we were there is like Disney is like so well orchestrated, pays attention to so much detail. And for other people that have been there, I'm sure I'm not really like shedding light on anything new, but like there were the garden hoses, like in this one garden place we went, were like coiled into Mickey Mouse. It's just little shit like that like Disney does that other theme parks don't do. The lines, like you'd get in a line of like 400 people and you'd get through the line in like 30 minutes, whereas another theme park you'd be standing for fucking 10 days. So it's just shit like that like made it more enjoyable because we weren't miserable with the kids standing in line all day and that sort of thing. So like that was one thing that it was my first trip to Disney too. So we took the kids and had a good time down there at Disney.
And that's a fun place, man, especially if you got the fast passes. You know, that's definitely a solid move if you get those. Highly recommend those. Andy, what was your favorite thing?
Honestly, my favorite thing was probably the real small summer window of going to work without a dreadful piece of cloth over my face. My beard appreciated it.
That's why I shaved mine, man. I couldn't stand the fucking mask.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. It's over now. That's up in smoke. I thoroughly enjoyed not having to do all that.
I think that's
Disney, Gary. I know it's not fucking Disney.
It's not Disney, but you know what? That's also not a small victory. You know, it's
better.
Yeah, it's a complete overall improvement on your life in general.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Stove, how about you?
To be honest with you guys, I think we talked about it during that little hiatus there at the beginning. We actually moved out of a 2-bedroom apartment and got us a house here with just a little bit of acreage, some room to roam for the kiddos, and hopefully a dog eventually, since the wife might be listening. So, but yeah,
give the man a puppy.
Yeah, I've been trying, bud. I've been trying. But we actually did go down to Disney too, Gary. But we went 1st of August. My parents flew in from Nebraska, and we were actually kind of disappointed. They had a bunch of rides that were shut down and everything like that for, either maintenance or, didn't have enough people working, stuff like that. And so a lot of the kids rides that we went there for, we just kids couldn't ride. So
That's even worse.
yeah,
That sucks. We were surprised in March that it really wasn't. We knew we were taking a chance, but it ended up working out very nicely. It sucks to hear that things were fucking shut down for you guys because it's for the kids, you know, especially
yeah,
the kids.
exactly. Yeah, I told the wife that we're not going to go back until Cal's like 11 and the twins are 8 and 9 or whatever, just for height reasons, weight reasons, and everything else. If you're going to spend that kind of money, you need to let the kids enjoy because that's what it is there for.
I think that's a great age too. My wife Lacey and I talked about that before we went. That like the kids being 10 and 8 when we went, or 9 and 8 or something like that. When we went, they're old enough to really remember it, but they're young enough to still really believe in that Disney magic. So
sure,
I think Cal and the twins will love that.
Yeah. What about you, bud? What about you up there, Roll?
Man,
Roll.
There's been a lot of kind of like realigning. I took a break from a lot of shit, and it's been nice, man. It's been nice to kind of figure shit out, get things in place, and then on top of that, in February, right around the time we had our last show, I played a show for Grunt Style, guitar show, and that was a fun time at the Alamo, which, of all places, wearing the Lone Star on my head, it's, that's an all time for me. That's,
It was a good show too.
Up the Roman, man. That's playing the Alamo.
Rocked it.
I felt good about it. It was the best 3-song set I think I've ever played. It's the only 3-song set I
generally loathe country music, but I dug it.
Right on. Well, good, man. And honestly, and if you didn't like it, that's cool too, because I enjoyed the shit out of myself and I got paid. So
I don't need you.
I had a great time.
Watching that show took me back to the fucking smoke deck, man.
Yeah,
man. On the
man.
smoke deck, listening to you and Brent fucking jam.
Oh yeah, Joe. Oh yeah. And they would jam Greenwood. For sure. It felt good to get out there and just get out there and play a show again because I hadn't done that in a couple months. And then I did another one at the end of last month. I played another show for Grunt Style, but it was at this obstacle course kind of deal. And it was a interesting show, but I got a lot more stage time there. I got to actually play a little over a half hour. So it was a good time. And so it was good, man. So getting a chance to get back on stage and build a little, possible entertainment connection there with Grunt Style. And, I'm pitching the podcast to them and they're listening. So it's interesting. I hope something good comes out of that. So, man, we've got a lot of questions. I mean, it's the same question, but we have a lot of variations of this question, and it's just cap or facts, right? We've got a lot of shit to talk about. So I think we were going to go with the Chiefs first. Is that correct?
Sure.
That's right. Will the Chiefs win the Super Bowl? Cap or facts? So I'll go first and say cap. Fuck. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, cap, dude. Cap. And god damn it, fucking Brady's getting another one. I'm just saying it. It's happening. Brady's getting another fucking Super Bowl ring. That's what I'm calling. Too soon.
Well, we know his answer to a later segment.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. Don't worry about it. Mind your own fucking business. Andy, cap or facts, Kansas City Chiefs will win the Super Bowl.
It's so hard to call a team a Super Bowl winner. I'm going with facts. I think KC's my favorite to win it all this year. I mean, they were my favorite last year. It didn't really work out. We'll see. I think the NFC is going to be tough for the Bucs. So, yeah.
That's a solid stance, and I will never argue that. All right. Stove, what are your thoughts? Cap or facts?
I'm going cap on this one. And if any of you guys have watched Hard Knocks, you know that the Dallas Cowboys are going to be ready to play this year with Dak Prescott back, Ezekiel Elliott, thin to win, baby.
I was so glad to not be alone for a second. And now I wish I was.
We fucking lost them.
I fucking wish I was, bud.
I saw the moment his fucking heart sank.
Dude, I'm trying to be Tom Hanks fucking Castaway right now, dude. I don't need Wilson. Fuck Wilson. All right. Look, listen, I got to say this. And the only reason I'm going to say this, and we're Cowboys fans, but you're the type of Cowboys fan that is the problem with Cowboys fans. Okay. Listen, we're all here because we love you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an intervention. This is not our year. You know?
Oh yeah. It is, buddy. It is.
It is. He fucking doubles down. I love it. Oh God. God, it's good to be back. Gary, Capper facts.
Yeah. Speaking of Wilson, if the Super Bowl were played in week 7 or 8, I'd pick the Seahawks, but I digress. I'm going to go Cap here. I still have a lot of question marks about the Chiefs. The offensive line, especially the defense, they continue to hemorrhage talent on that side of the ball. I just think when push comes to shove, the Bucs kind of laid the groundwork, and there are a couple of teams in the AFC that put together rosters that I think can compete. So I'm not even convinced that KC is going to get out of the AFC. I think we're going to see Josh Allen grow a lot again this year. And then Brady and the Bucs, they bring back all 22 starters. That's unheard of from a Super Bowl team. I have to go Cap on this.
Okay. And it turns out that Mr. Andy himself is on the island.
He likes it that way anyway, so.
You know what, Stove? I'm just not ready for you to talk yet. I know you can mute me, but listen, you're on the island of This Is Our Year.
You've been muted for 7 months, bud.
The island.
You're right. You're right. Fuck. Oh my God. I didn't take you for that type of Cowboys fan. And now I'm just I'm not mad, Stove. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good, bro.
I know you're disappointed in me too, and I get it. I mean, you're wrong, but I get it. Capper facts and Stove, we'll go back to you just to hurry through this next one. I'm just kidding. All right. Patty Mahomes will win MVP.
Say
Capper
Dak.
facts.
Please say Dak.
I should have.
I would fucking exit the chat, dude.
I'm gonna say Cap on this one, and I think Josh Allen is gonna surprise a lot of people this year. Move up from that 3rd, 4th place and overtake it this year.
I love that pick. Fucking love that pick. Gary, is Patty Mahomes going to be our next MVP?
I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to say ditto. Josh Allen's going to win the MVP.
See, I fuck with that.
Yeah.
All right. The man closest to the Buffalo Bills. What do you say, Andy?
I'm saying Cap too. I didn't even really have a pick in mind. I just was more thinking about the question, being that I don't even know if the Chiefs, I did pick them to win the Super Bowl that just happened. I don't even know that they'll have the best record in the AFC. I just think that they're going to pull through. And Mahomes is there's a lot of other guys in the fold now. So I don't think he's going to win the MVP, but I didn't make a pick. I still don't have one.
Fair enough.
No, I'm just
kidding. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna say Cap just purely because I think that he's not gonna win it if he's not gonna win the Super Bowl. Like, if he's gonna play well enough to get the MVP, he's just gonna win the Super Bowl. And in order to do that, he's got to have all of these boxes have to be checked. And it's not just on his part, it's on the team because they have such high caliber talent, but they all have to be fucking firing at the same time. And so, yeah, I think it's just, there's a lot of shit that goes into that. So no. Cap. Aaron Donald will win Defensive Player of the Year. Cap or facts? We'll just go right back to Andy.
I'm This one's facts for me. I think the Rams are going to be much improved. He's still the best defensive player in the league, if not the best player in the league. So facts, he's got to be my strong front runner.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm gonna go facts on that. Stove.
It's hard to go against Donald here, and I'll agree with Andy that he is the best defensive player out there right now. But I'm going to go cap on this, and I'm going to go with a guy by the name of TJ Watt, who's about ready to get paid and is going to have a lights out season.
I dig
Better
it.
pay him.
They will.
Better fucking pay him.
They will. Pittsburgh
They will.
likes defensive players.
They'll get it done tomorrow.
Yeah, I fully expect it to get done. I'm just emphasizing the fact that that's a guy you pay.
Well, especially
Hey,
after Roethlisberger took less money, and that's exactly what he said. He's like,
I came out and said you pay him whatever the fuck you want.
yeah,
Right.
no, I took less money to be here for another
For the
year. Pay him.
quarterback to come out and say that.
Pay the man. Pay the fucking man. Little
Even
microwave,
money.
CD MVP, or Dak Prescott, and I don't even like them boys. Hi guys. All right, goodbye, little microwave. No, stop saying that with the Cowboys stuff. Damn it, Stove. I'm so disappointed in you. All right, so we're gonna switch over to Trevor. Trevor Sunshine Lawrence. Did we not get it all the way through? My bad. Trevor Sunshine Lawrence will win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, Gary, what are your thoughts on that one?
Aaron Donald won't win Defensive Player of the Year either.
Thanks, man. That's why I'm back to you. I was just trying to catch you up. My bad. I had a little backlog coming in.
Nah, you're good, man. You're good. I just think there's a lot of
Shaking off the
guys
rest.
who have a claim, and I think there's some fatigue that does set in with guys like Aaron Donald. We see it with the NBA MVP too, and NFL MVP.
Yeah.
I think it's potentially someone like TJ Watt, or someone's gonna have a lot of sacks, and potentially they're gonna come up with a reason to not give it to Aaron. I still think he's the best player in the league.
Fresh new names are exciting to the voters.
Right, exactly. But I do still think he's the most impactful defensive player in the league. Anyway, Trevor Lawrence, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think so. I don't think he's going to have the most success because obviously he's on a roster devoid of talent. But they're going to be behind. He's going to throw the ball a ton. It's going to be the same thing we saw with Herbert last year. A team that's trailing and he's forced to throw it. Guys like Peyton Manning, Peyton didn't. I don't remember. I don't think Peyton Manning won Rookie of the Year. He threw a bunch of picks, but they were throwing all the fucking time. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year just because he's going to put up stats that catch the eye, and he's the prohibitive favorite. And I think he won the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year back in 2019. Honestly, I think NFL GMs were salivating at the opportunity to pick a guy like him. I think he's going to win it more so by default.
Okay, so he's just the prophecy.
I think so. I don't know that
Okay.
he's going to be the best, even the best quarterback out of this class this year, but I think that he's going to win Offensive Rookie.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Andy, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think that Kyle Pitts is the most ready, and he's in a good situation with a guy who can throw the ball in Matt Ryan. However, a tight end's not going to get it, especially with all of these quarterbacks. I think that Fields in Trey Lance I like a lot, but I think they're going to be a little shackled by not getting the nod right away. Lawrence is in a good situation with Jacksonville's offensive line is kind of underrated in my opinion. They have a run game, and he's got some guys to throw the ball to. Chenault, Marvin Jones. I think that it's facts.
Fields wins on haircut according to Little Microwave.
I love Justin Fields. Don't even get me
I
started.
do.
Yeah,
I
right.
honestly, long term, I compared Justin Fields to Phillip Rivers out of that 2000 whatever class, 2003 class or whatever it was that had Eli in them as the most prolific guy. I think Fields is going to be the most prolific and productive.
Right. But if you're in the Lions front office, you're like, hey, you know what we need when we're in a rebuild? a fucking O lineman.
I love Justin Fields. I think it would have been a great pick for Detroit, but I don't want to pour salt in the wound. And then he went in division.
Ugh. You know? Stove. Cap or faxes? Is Sunshine getting this offensive rookie of the year?
I'm going to say Cap. And I would pick Justin Fields. I don't think he's going to start until week 3, week 4. So I'm going to go with Zach Wilson.
Yes, I knew you were going there. Love it.
Hey, Raw.
I'm
Jets.
Jets. Fucking
Yeah.
Jets, son. Let's go.
I think he's being undersold a lot. This
I agree. Yeah.
He's looked
I
pretty
hate
good.
him. Hate his
when I've seen
face. Hate his arm. I don't like anything about him.
I like that pick, Stove. I was flip-flopping between saying the de facto guy and Zach Wilson. That's a good pick. I like
I
it.
wanted you to say Mac Jones, you fucking coward.
I almost did, but I just
winning 12 games and completing 65% of your passes, but only throwing for about 2,800 yards and 15 touchdowns won't win you the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. It will win you a playoff game, though.
It will. So, that being said, I'm going with Mac, dude. Cap.
Really?
Yeah, I am.
You're on a lonely island.
I'm on a lonely island, and I know that.
I love
Trevor.
Mac. I'm not.
Sunshine's got
Mac.
the same amount of talent available to him. Oh, he's got more talent. You're right.
But the Pats defense is gonna keep them ahead in games.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just I hate complimenting Alabama in general. Hate it. Absolutely fucking hate it. But dude, Mac is yeah. He's gonna, in my opinion, Justin Fields, no doubt. They're gonna be generational talents, I think.
The craziest thing I heard about Mac Jones was that he was teaching Cam Newton the playbook.
No way.
From a current Patriots player. Teaching Cam Newton the playbook.
Well,
See,
we got a guy who scored like 11 on the fucking Wonderlick versus a guy who probably blew it out of the water. So
27, 28 probably, yeah.
see, I kind of find that hard to believe because it's his second year in the system under Josh Daniels.
That came from a respectable dude on the roster.
I know.
Like that's
Cam
crazy.
probably never read the goddamn
But
playbook.
yeah,
though.
man. Like that's my
Oh,
opinion.
for
Cam
sure.
Probably never
For
cared
sure.
to read the playbook.
He's one of those guys
I'll
that
agree with you there.
He wants to play
such an
playground
immense
football.
such an immense talent.
Yeah.
You know, his physical accolades were so off the charts that you know he went fucking goofy on it, and
He's been the
probably
best
I mean,
athlete
and
on
he
any field
missed
he's
time
stepped
and
out
shit
since
too.
ninth
You know,
grade.
when he was out with COVID last year, he wasn't. You know, he wasn't. He pulled the full.
He
Jamarcus
wasn't hitting the
Russell.
books.
Yeah. Blank videotapes and
That's just wild, though. Like,
so you brought up
That's why I think
that.
Mac's going to be tremendous. Hot take central. Like, Mac Jones is going to win a Super Bowl before.
see, I don't like his face either. I don't even know how he puts his fucking head inside a helmet. I mean, bro, if
You're not
Sideshow
wrong.
Circus
You're not
parents-
wrong. That's the thing.
All right, you're not wrong.
I don't. Nah, dude, I don't like those dudes. Either
It's one of those observations that it's something that I've always probably just subconsciously had in my head, and it
fact.
didn't come to light until you just said it, and it's just like, oh fuck, dude, that's dead on, dude.
his
It's
people
dead
had to
on.
contact Peyton Manning's people before. They
Oh, no doubt,
How
no
do we
doubt.
market this fucking
Who
floor?
made
He's
your
got
helmets?
He's got a wide head though.
How do we market
Whereas-
this dome?
Yeah,
Contact Cher about that movie she did in the 80s. What was that, Mask?
Oh, that's
Oh,
a good. That's a
those
good.
he never had a
Movie.
chance of going to New Orleans
I
because
didn't
they
say
already
anything about
have
the movie.
a
I'm talking
Superdome.
about head size, face size here, kids.
Does anybody
And-
think Cam gets another chance?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I think he will as a backup somewhere. Absolutely.
I gave him one in Madden.
I don't think so.
That is fucking disrespectful, dude.
I think this was kind of the last straw. I think everybody understands that like his stance and his decision is a pockmark, and his production last year was awful. Like he doesn't really have a redeeming characteristic right now.
Well, also too, and the only person that came out and blatantly said it was Urban Meyer, is the whole vaccine protocol and everything else this year. We already know Cam's not vaccinated because of the 5-day quarantine that he had to go through for the outside testing, blah, blah, blah. So if you're not putting your team in the best position to win, if it comes down to a backup and you're not vaccinated on your team, and now you have to quarantine if the starter gets it, it's one of those things where Urban Meyer came out and said it flat out. Yeah, it came down to our decision making and cutting people and everything else. Bill Belichick's not going to say it, but
he's the king of the sidestep, bro.
Exactly. But it is one of those reasons, and I think this year, unless it comes down to a starter going out for the entire season, and then you're having to go to your backup and Cam is the best available out there, then yeah, I think they take a harder look at it, but I don't see it happening this year.
Unless you're Andy playing Madden.
Listen, he can move. I don't like to be in that pocket. Shit gives me anxiety.
Running that triple option
gives me anxiety. Andy, what are your thoughts on this one?
Oh, you're throwing me to the fire. Cap.
Micah, I'm the best at chess. Parsons will win defensive player or defensive rookie of the year.
That's Cap. And again, I don't have a pick. I have a couple of names. I really like Surtain from Denver. I like what's the dude? The I almost said the Redskins. The Washington football team picked up stud. And I'm thinking of Miami got a good one too. I'm thinking of guys who already fit into like a really good defensive structure where their skill set's going to be laid out. And not that Parsons doesn't. I'm not buying it. Not that I think he sucks. I don't think so.
Fair enough. Gary?
This is Cap, and simply because tackles aren't sexy. Micah Parsons is going to make a lot of tackles, and he's going to be a very staunch part of that defense. He's going to be an improving, a force multiplier, if you will, for that defense. But tackles aren't sexy. He's going to get 100, 110, but he's not going to get sacks. He's not going to get – if he gets a bunch of picks, then he could prove me wrong. But he's not going to get sacks. He's not going to get picks. I'm looking at guys on the defensive end, right? Guys like Greg Rousseau out of Buffalo there, and guys like that are going to get those sexy stats. I mean, Chase Young last year probably, if we're all being completely honest about it, was not the most impactful defensive player, a defensive rookie out of that draft class, right? But he was the number 2 overall pick. 2, he was a guy that got a lot of pressures and he got a decent number of sacks for a rookie. It's guys like that win these.
Well, like you said, though, with Trevor Lawrence, he won that before.
Exactly.
I mean, Chase Young was
right. And I was going to
circle
back to that, right? With quarterbacks, it's a quarterback award on the offensive side of the ball. It's either a defensive back or defensive end award on the defensive side of the ball. You either get sacks or you get picks, and that's what moves the needle, and that's what gets you voted.
Right. Or you're disruptive and you're getting tackles for loss, and probably a good line share of Parsons are going to be tackles on 3-4 yard gains.
Right. He's going to stuff the run. He's not going to get in the backfield a lot. Yeah, and that's I mean, the X factor would be if he finds a way in coverage. He's good in coverage, so he could. But that's going to be the X factor for him. I think that he plays a position. Andy, you mentioned Jamin Davis, right, for Washington. He plays that middle linebacker position too.
That's his name.
I don't think that
I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah,
He's a stud.
I think so too. But I think he's going to be a stud within that defensive scheme. Whereas guys that don't, that position does not lend itself to defensive rookie of the year. That's all.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Stove.
Well,
yeah,
boys,
it's a cowboy.
well,
It's a cowboy.
I'm just going to go ahead and lay it on the line here. I'm just going to go facts right now. The dude was getting mentored by DeMarcus Ware. Cowboys Ring of Honor, DeMarcus Ware. He was getting mentored by him on Hard Knocks. I saw it for a good minute and a half. So you know that guy is going to give him the correct tutelage and everything he needs to be a great defensive player. And that guy is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Put it down right now.
This may not have been his best 90 seconds of his life, but it was probably the most important, you know? And with that, dude, because I feel like I've shit on you a lot this week, Stove, in this episode.
Oh, you're good, bud. You're good.
And I'm not okay with that. So for that, I'm fucking saying facts, dude. I'm fucking saying facts, okay? Gary, your team still doesn't have a name, you know?
It will next year.
You know, sometimes we have fans that say this is our year, and sometimes you guys don't have a name. You know?
So this is probably a really good point to bring that up in the middle of Capper Facts, but I had saved this from earlier because I saw a list of 8 names for the Washington football team. I think we should just take one quick moment and vote on what we think it should be.
Fucking roll that beautiful bean footage.
The Red Hogs, yes, like bacon, kids. The Washington.
Our offensive line was called the Hogs during our glory.
Can you guys please just be the Washington Mud Dogs? Please.
The Washington Red Hogs, the Washington Defenders, real fucking original.
Well, it's like Cleveland being the Guardians. So
the Washington Armada.
Ooh,
the Washington
Armada.
Presidents.
Ooh.
The Washington Brigade. The Washington Commanders. This guy's so stupid.
That's going replacement style.
The only thing y'all are commanding is L's.
Football team. Okay, it's already there. Or my personal favorite, the Washington Red Wolves.
Honestly, I think the Red Wolves is what it's.
That's my favorite, really. I mean,
I think that's what it's going to be. I think the reason it
sounds like an XFL team right there.
It does.
Yeah,
and that's what they are.
I think what's taken so long is the fact that a college team has Red Wolves trademarked, and they've got to negotiate all that.
If it's not Red Wolves, please be Red Hogs.
Red Hogs, yes.
Please.
Please be the fucking Red Hogs.
Please be the Red Hogs.
Or just
Could you imagine Gary rolling around with a goddamn pig on his fucking gear for the rest of forever?
Either that or just go to the fucking Mud Dogs or something.
Mud Dogs.
Just, yeah, I mean, there's been some good ones.
We have a minor league team back
Or
home.
what was Bishop Sycamore's mascot?
They couldn't find one.
Bro.
The GEDs.
The GED.
Yeah.
Shit.
Bro.
Oh, God.
That's awesome.
It's fucking good to be back,
thank
boys.
Thank you for that, Andy. That was great.
The Washington, not the States. I just don't know. I don't know why this is so hard. I mean, listen, it took New Orleans all of 40 fucking seconds to come up with the Pelicans, and it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Horrid. Like, listen,
Pelicans, bud.
You
might as well be the fucking seagull.
I know it's your state bird, but like, how did you not be like alligators? People fear crocs. Them. Nobody cares about a fucking pelican.
They don't even have fucking crocodiles. Just go crocs.
But I will admit, it's grown on me since then. Like, I don't even mind the pelicans anymore. It beats the shit out of the bobcats. That was the most horrendous fucking name ever. And the colors, just don't get it started.
Bobcats was pretty bad.
It's a tough go.
The Red Wolves.
I think they are going to go Red Wolves. That's the fan favorite. I know that.
Dude,
the Red Hogs.
Armada.
The fucking Washington.
Armada, dude. Calm the fuck down.
Armada.
Okay.
Listen, the Armada's better than like the
That is
Brigade.
correct.
The Brigade.
The Commanders.
Crusaders.
Like, what the?
DC is fucking landlocked. How are they going to be the Armada?
The Armada. the Washington aircraft carriers.
They calling themselves the fucking Beach Boys.
Aaron
Dude,
Alta
says, beer, dude. What?
Aaron Alta says the Washington Rioters. Oh man, you fucking you hate to see it, but you love to see it at the same time. So we still have a couple more topics.
Yes.
I want to get to this one for sure. Matthew Stafford finally wins a playoff game. Andy, you're going last. Stove?
Facts.
Okay.
Yep.
Confident in the new coach, and yeah.
He's got a defense. He's finally got a defense and hopefully a good offensive line.
Oh, you mean he's gonna actually have off time. He's gonna have some time to look at that fucking tablet, huh?
Yeah.
That Surface. Okay. Gary, is he gonna have time to look at his Surface and actually figure shit out?
Book it.
Finally wins a playoff game.
To be honest, I've got Bucks Rams in the NFC Championship game.
Damn, that's high praise.
Yep.
Okay,
out of all of these, this is about the easiest one.
We've had this conversation though, right?
Agreed.
Like his whole career, he's been strapped with things that he now has. He's been strapped without things that he now has in LA.
Okay, so I'm gonna get to facts agreed. Andy,
the floor is yours, homie.
Yeah, the floor is yours, but I do have a follow up to that. But Stafford deserves his time. Okay, Austin, native. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Clayton Kershaw's buddy, my pal,
stud.
Imagine facing that smoke in high school.
Stud.
Woo.
No, dude.
Little
couldn't pay me to face the smoke.
Little broken up here. So as I've been watching these Lions preseason games, I keep waiting for 9 to come out.
I fucking feel you, dude.
I did it twice. I watched the Steelers, and I watched the Bills. I kind of actually happened to be out both times, so they were just playing on the TV at the bar. But I kept telling my buddy, I said, wait till Matt gets out here. It'd be fine. He's like, he ain't coming. And I was like, shit, he's not coming. That was that first preseason game, too. That was the Bills game. There was the realization of it's fucking Jared Goff, the goofball. So it's facts, first of all, for me. Obviously, I'm going to say facts. I've probably been the biggest supporter of Matt Stafford for as long as I can remember. Truly talented player, good dude, tough son of a bitch. And, Detroit failed him. I mean, a top 10 defense one time. That was the Ndamukong Suh days. 1,000-yard rusher once. That was Reggie Bush. So it's been a long time.
Never had if you've seen the latest ads, but Reggie Bush really loves Wendy's breakfast.
Yes, he does, dude. As much as he used to love eating Kim Kardashian's. Nope, I went. So that was a balk for those of you who don't play baseball. But they, and not only the defense the running game. Obviously, they lose Cam Akers, they have Henderson. They added Sonny Michel, who's gonna actually probably be the best thing for Stafford because he can catch the ball. Stafford likes to use his running back. You have Woods, you have Cooper Kupp. So he's on par with the receivers, pretty much similar to what Stafford's had the last few years with guys like Marvin Jones and Galladay.
Don't forget about Tutu.
But the big thing for me, I think, is going to be the line. So Stafford's best offensive lines in his career were actually the last probably 2 years. That was the best it's ever been for him. When he had Calvin Johnson and when Reggie Bush went for 1,000 and when they had a good defense with Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley, those offensive lines were dreadful offensive lines. So that's probably part of the reason why he didn't have 1,000-yard rushers. Yeah, it was awful. So the Rams have a good line, or they did. They have the good defense. They have the receiving core. That's probably not anything different really than what Stafford's been used to because he's had some receivers. And then, the running game. And, he's got a better coach than he's ever had too. So I think that it'll all work out for him. I expect them to make a good push. And I'm probably going to cry. But
they're going to be happy tears though,
Well, I'm a Lions fan, so I'm used to crying. But
this is going to be a change because they're going to be happy tears.
Well, I'm going to be happy and pissed off. I have
He's
this
led
buddy
vicariously through the man.
I have this buddy that goes to Sunday footballs at the local bar and shit. Well, he won't be anymore. He moved, but he's the only Rams fan I know, and he's pretty stoked, obviously. And I was thinking to myself, I had to see his big dumb fucking face, real happy, as he's about to stroll into the playoffs with my fucking quarterback. I would have, I don't know, man.
We need to contact that man just so that he can make a video once it happens.
He would.
So, for all of you watching, if you know who the fuck he's talking about, please do that. Please get in touch. Get him in touch with us so that we can get this video made. Okay. So, the last topic is probably my favorite topic because he's one of my favorite quarterbacks ever as far as personality, as far as just tragic loss of skill and also blatant misfiring of skill because he turns his fucking I'm a shit quarterback button on a few times pretty frequently throughout this career. So, will the Washington football team get more Fitz magic than Fitz tragic this year? And also, let's just emphasize here, is this going to get him his first playoff game in 17 years? And 9 fucking teams, gentlemen. 9. A little tidbit brought to you by Mr. Freeze there, and I appreciate that because that's an excellent caveat for that. And it was too long for the ticker. See, I'm letting you guys get in on the insider conversation that happened before the show took place. But the question is still the same. Andy, will the Washington football team, Gary, you're going last, get more Fitz magic than Fitz tragic this year?
I think, yes. I think I'm going facts. They're going to get more Fitz magic than Fitz tragic. But that's because Washington has a pretty set, solid team. The defense is great. They have some receivers. They have a run game.
Yeah.
As far as Ryan Fitzpatrick is concerned, fuck that guy. I don't give a shit about him. I really don't. And that's probably the nicest fuck that guy I can say because
it really is.
Different. I really truly don't give a shit about him.
You're not like me and Ndamukong Suh.
If he won the Super Bowl, I really wouldn't care. If he fucking stubbed his big toe, I really wouldn't care. I don't care. I think he's in a great situation, probably the best he's been in.
I feel like you found a really interesting way to scale that.
But he's I did, didn't I? I mean, stubbing your big toe is way, way worse than anything. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, he's not without competition though. If he gets a little loose with the football a couple weeks in a row, and he's done this. I mean, we've seen
Heineke.
Heineke. I mean, but yeah, he's in a great spot. I think the Redskins are poised to win that division. Sorry, Raul. Sorry, Stove. Yeah, Fitz magic, baby.
Realistic Cowboys fan here. Yep, agreed. So I did, however, skip over Mr. Free Senior Gary's comment about Stafford. He said, not sure if Stafford can get it done first year. You know what, Senior? I think I'm going to disagree with you. But it is possible.
Well, I
So-
thought about that too, but my get it done first year was I don't know if he can take them to the Super Bowl first year. I think they'll win a playoff game for sure.
I think that's the mark, right? We talked about winning a playoff game. I think the Rams are a playoff team with Jared Goff, right? We saw it last year. I think Stafford, by the end of the season, I think gets to that point. So
that was the
totally
follow-up question.
Where my dad's coming from in terms of first year, right? We see it with quarterbacks, they struggle. But I think that the Rams have that infrastructure in place that just a little bit better quarterback play, and they probably go to the Super Bowl last year, to be honest. Like, if we're being completely honest about last season, just a little bit better quarterback play, that team probably goes to the Super Bowl. And that's why they went and got Stafford.
That pretty much answers the follow-up question I did have to that, which was like, is Goff the reason they weren't doing as well as they were? And I mean, I felt like that.
I don't want to blame the guy and say he's the reason.
I just think that.
But
okay,
I think he was. How about this? A nicer way to put it. He was the reason they didn't win.
He wasn't the reason they won games.
All I am saying is that if you're gonna say that they're gonna do better with Stafford, you have to admit.
Yes, it's fucking Goff's fault.
Okay,
he's my problem now. But
yeah, I Detroit's gonna fucking Detroit, dude. What do you want me to do about it?
In the sense that I think that this Rams team can be a Super Bowl caliber team. I don't know if that'll happen this year. I don't know if it'll come into fruition right away. But I mean, he's 33 years old, so he's got a couple of years to do this. Their window is there.
Year two, give me them Rams in the Super Bowl.
So what is that vote there? Because I'm sorry, I haven't voted yet. But as far as Fitzmagic, Fitztragic here, I'm saying we're getting Fitzmagic. That's where I'm at. I think
that's
that we're
what I
going to
said
get.
Too.
Yeah.
I would say, and I say they locked down the NFC East, but Stove,
and go cap on this. And it goes back to the last part of Andy's part is, Fitzmagic gets loose with the ball, starts having those 3-4 interception games. You start losing those games, you're going to make a quarterback change, and you're going to go with Heineke. And I think once that happens, I think Heineke will be your man for the rest of the season.
I like that take. I do.
I think the caveat to the playoff win is similar to like what we were talking about with Goff and Stafford, Goff being the problem. If Fitzmagic doesn't get to the playoffs this year, it's going to probably be his fault because the team's mostly there. My man, he's got it. He's got it figured out, boys. He's got it fucking figured out. 4 roses. Oh, is that the small batch? You're muted.
Yeah, it's a small batch. That's good stuff. Yeah, although, listen, I don't hate
first one in 7 months, dude. Feels good.
I feel like I'm in this.
I didn't mute him.
I muted myself.
Self-inflicted.
Forgot I muted myself.
I was. I try to mute myself sometimes in between, and then I'm not still eager to jump in because I jump in more than I should, anyways. But this will not be the first, or this will be the first, but not the last time that I mute myself tonight.
For sure. No, honestly, I do think that I think it's a 50-50 on the playoff appearance only because of Fitz. You know what I mean? Like, I love what the Washington football team, what the fucking Red Hogs are doing with their defense. I fucking love what the Red Hogs are doing with I love what the Mud Dogs are doing with their defense. I really do.
Bobby Boucher.
Okay. They're drinking some fucking high quality H2O. All right. And they're really kind of taking care of their medulla oblongata. I've missed a lot of comments from the stove or from the microwave. So low microwave says Scary T will make a stellar year regardless. Agreed. Scary T is a fucking problem, dude. Like, I would just hate to be. I can't imagine. Like Jalen Ramsey. Okay, good luck, bud. Like that's your best shot. That guy's.
Year, Darius Slay said that Terry was the hardest cover yet. His rookie year.
I believe that 100%. I believe that 100%.
Why are we gonna keep bringing up guys that I miss?
I didn't mean that.
Okay, did y'all just throw Sue out there on Stovall?
So I have 4 Lions jerseys in my closet currently. Sorry to keep fucking interrupting here. from like one of my goddamn kids at dinner.
Go on.
I have 4 jerseys in my closet right now, right? So we have a Megatron, which is now cool to wear again because he's completely out of the league, so you can do that. I did get it while he was in the league. I have a Darius Slay. I have 2 Staffords, obviously. Sweet.
Home and away.
And then the premature buy I had was the Kerryon Johnson. He's at his couch right now, I think.
I like where you went though. Like I thought that dude had a chance.
I got that for a fantasy football buy-in one year. So
yeah.
Shout out to my man Buck the Truck. BTT. Jersey fell off a truck somewhere.
Jeez.
You know them like authentic ass $40 jerseys? Yeah.
Gary.
The ones from China.
The long awaited answer. Are we gonna get more Fitz magic than Fitz tragic this year?
Listen, I'm gonna use all the runway you're gonna give me, and you're gonna have to cut me off because I have a lot of thoughts on this, buddy.
All right, you're done.
Okay, you have green deck, sir.
Okay. So I think we're going to get a lot more Fitz magic than Fitz tragic this year. I think we're going to have a game or two where he struggles and Ron contemplates pulling the plug. But I think that the reason we're going to get more of the good Fitz than the bad is because of what Andy said, right? Andy already talked about it. This roster is the best roster he's ever been on, and it's not close, right? Like, look back at Fitz's career. The second best roster he was ever on was that Bills roster, and that was like a 7-win team if everything fell into place, right?
That was exactly what I was going to say. This is his best chance he's ever had to make a play.
Right, absolutely.
But my boy got paid off that roster.
Oh, he absolutely did. Because he took a team that was dog shit and had a great year. He had a couple bad games, but honestly, like that Bills team was better than it should have been because of Fitz.
His wide receiver number 1 was a true number 3.
True number like 7. Right, exactly.
Stevie Johnson.
That's the preface. The preface to my conversation here is that like he's on a roster that he's never been on, right? They have a defense that was the number 3 defense of last year and probably could be better this year. They added a shutdown corner to go with another shutdown corner, to go with a really good slot corner that they drafted, to go with maybe the best pass rush tandem in the league, one of the best 3, right? In addition to adding a good middle linebacker, safety's pretty deep, that sort of thing. So Fitz isn't going to have to beat teams. And that's what he's always felt like as he's played throughout the league because he's been on really, really, really bad teams. When you're on really bad teams and when you feel like there's no reason not to try to make that play, you make some of the throws that Fitz has made throughout his career, right? Look back at the Dolphins team last year that he was on. That team was really good defensively, had a couple good wide receivers, and he was winning games. Now, they decided they were going to go with Tua for whatever stupid reason. Ron, I think my impression to this point is that he's committed to Fitzpatrick. So Fitz doesn't feel the pressure because from day one, Ron said, we are signing Ryan Fitzpatrick as our starter. He's got the best wide receiver core he's ever had. The best.
Hey, Gary, we're at the hour mark. I'm just letting you know.
He's got weapons around him, and Lil Microwave said it, right? Gibson is probably the best running back he's ever played with. So Fitz has everything working for him right now. I fully anticipate that we're going to get good Ryan more than bad Ryan throughout this season. And I hate to say this because I'm normally the eternal pessimist when it comes to Washington because since I was fucking 7 years old, we ain't done shit.
I mean, for fuck's sake, he has a RG3 jersey framed.
I do. Absolutely.
You know?
I do. I've got RG3, but right next to that, I've got Darryl Green. So
frame that shit is fucking held together by a fucking medical tape.
Here.
Yeah,
Also,
just like his fucking knee.
Roy Halou. Stove. Roy Halou. Yeah, absolutely.
So after 7 minutes, I'm getting that's going to be facts. You have a fact there? Okay.
That RG.
It was a one-word answer.
RG3 came out with the fucking jersey that was made all from old Ace bandages. This This fucking guy.
Listen, I'm going to finish this by saying I hate to be this optimistic, but I think that Washington is going to win 11 to 12 games. They're going to win the NFC East. Fitzpatrick's going to get into the playoffs, and you might win a fucking playoff game, honestly.
Bro. Stove.
I haven't heard of that much confidence.
Stove, when we're doing this show, honest question, when we're doing this show, do you just hear Microwave? Is she like beating on the fucking wall, yelling shit over like?
She's outside drinking, playing cards right now.
She's like, fucking tell him I said fucking Drew Brees.
Hey, sometimes there are those occasions. So, yeah,
she's our top commenter. She's getting it. My wife is upstairs trying to ignore this shit.
Josh's jersey collection includes.
I saw that.
Zeke, Emmitt Smith. Oh damn! There's another Capper Facts. Jesus. All right.
I just threw that one just to issue.
Tommy Fraser.
That wasn't on the agenda. Let's do that though. I like
Not
that.
on the agenda.
Dak Prescott wins comeback player of the year.
Listen, who thought this show was going to be under 2 hours? I mean, if you did, raise your
I know
hand.
I didn't. I knew what I was getting myself into.
Microwave's out back with a bottle of tequila. Like I knew.
Dude, I thought I was being
Hands
so
were done
fucking.
before fucking
Hey,
11:30.
Hey, we still have like the most important part of the show to do, so we need to keep our shit together real quick.
We
But
have a lot of really important
My
things.
shit's together, kid.
I will say that I started actually. I got into a routine right before we stopped airing shows. That about 5 minutes before we were supposed to go, I was just like, fucking log in and boop boop done. And Stove's got the link out. We're in. You know what I mean? This time I set up like over 30 minutes early, and I still fucking ran out of time.
My
dude.
guy.
You know what I mean? That's how fucked I've been. It's how just so much rust. Feels so good to be back, dude. I want to talk about these jerseys real quick though, because I just thought I wanted to see that. Okay, so Zeke, Tommy Frazier, and
Tommy Frazier's a good ass jersey.
and Emmitt Smith.
As long as
you got if you're a Cowboys fan, you got to have the Emmitt Smith.
If you don't have Emmitt Smith and you're a Cowboys fan,
right?
Like go fuck yourself.
Listen, I don't have a Barry Sanders jersey, and I feel like a dickhead some days.
Yeah,
some days when I open my closet door, and I had a Barry one time at my parents'. I don't know what happened to it. Like I had the same Barry from when Barry was in the fucking league. I had a Barry, and when I was a kid, it was oversized. Like it was like an XL. But
my man's got the tall tee.
I used to wear that fucker, right? And I had it like probably. I don't know, 20 years ago might be the last time I said, Jesus Christ, I'm old. No, it wasn't quite 20 years ago, like 15 years ago. But I'll last this motherfucker. 20, all 26 over here.
Nah, man, I'm 31 now. I'm 31. I know it's been that long since we've done a show, bro. I'm not kidding. I'm actually 31.
Listen, speaking of getting older, I'm gonna tell you guys some shit. You guys remember the show? I mean, we're all a little older than that, but you remember Blue's Clues?
Yeah, the guy just came out.
Oh
yesterday.
my god, did you see it?
Yeah,
bro,
it was so good.
Fucking get the fucking tissues, kid.
Oh my god! So my wife was making fun of me because I was like legit, like, oh
right
man,
now,
that's so like, man, that's my.
You don't take that shit in your own house. You rock bottom.
First off, hold on. I need a minute with the camera. First off, fuck Joe, dude. Fuck Joe. All right, it's Steve or go fuck yourself, dude.
Steve, man.
And that's on gang. Dude, I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Because he was losing his hair and starting to look older.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So they had to move on. So
I didn't like the slander. I didn't like the slander on Steve because he was there.
People were saying he was dead and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end of that video, he was like, "Hey, I just want to say you look good.
You look good.
Whatever you're doing, it's working." And I was like, "Fuck you too, Steve."
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like, come on, baby.
Nice.
Let's go. Shot's trying not to fucking get teary. I'm like,
oh yeah, dude. No, I straight like I was
kids
thinking
are over here. My youngest, my 13-year-old, he'll roast the shit out of me too if he sees it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a live firing squad.
He'll be like, hey, you fucking crying over there? Like, no.
What are you, a girl or something?
What are you talking about? He's like, you one of them transgenders? No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't say shit like that, people. Sorry.
That's so aggressive. Bro, that's
You know,
so,
kids,
like,
though,
specifically
kids are
aggressive.
dickheads, though.
No, for real.
Kids are just fucking jerks, man. Like it's
Steve
no
straight
shit.
up said, "I wanted you to know I never forgot about you," and I
Oh,
just
my
like,
God.
"Oh, dude, I lost it. I was a
Oh,
mess." But yeah.
My
Anyways, for sure.
My guy.
Damn, we're straight talking about Blue's Clues on the show. This is fucking life goals right now. This is fucking life goals right now.
So where are we at, Dak?
It's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott wins comeback player of the year. All right, Stove. Cap. No, I'm just kidding. It's facts. It's facts. He's got it. I got you, Stove. I'm here.
Appreciate you.
I'm fucking still disappointed in this. This is our year shit. But like, bro, let's just try to win the division. You know? Let's just try to do that. Small goals. Let's beat 8-8. You know? Mike McCarthy's our head coach. What's the fucking best we're gonna do? You know?
Hey, he's got a ring. He's got a ring, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that shit on the inside is engraved. Aaron Rodgers did this.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers has a ring in spite of Mike McCarthy.
That's like me saying I have a pulse that I'm not responsible for.
Oh, here we are.
I did nothing to earn it.
Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. I'm going facts, too, by the way. Just because, I mean, he's a quarterback. He's a big-name quarterback. He's a quarterback that was throwing for, like, what, 800
and the
yards a
gruesome
week
injury. I mean, there's a
last
storyline.
year.
But wait. Last year, though, when it was Alex Smith's turn to win comeback player of the year, Mr. Andy Flint just said he's a quarterback.
No, that's not why. That's not why I didn't mention the injury. That's not why I'm nominating Dak. Dak can play football. Fuck Alex Smith. That shit was a participation trophy. I said it then. I'm saying it now. I don't care about the injury. I mean, I care because dude's a human. But like, I'm just saying for Dak. Dak was lighting it up last year. So like, I had this running joke. Gary's in the same FanDuel league I play, like the weekly league. When I pick a quarterback, they eat dog shit. So Aaron Rodgers was killing it. Picked him against the Bucks. Got his dick kicked in. Okay. Dak was killing it. What was Dak throwing? Like 500 fucking
yards. He was on pace to throw like over 6,000 yards.
Yeah, he was going nuts. Then I picked him. His fucking ankle fell off. Like, I'm like sitting there like, dude, if I pick a quarterback, stay away from him because I'm fucking everything up. So, no, he's gonna because they're saying he's healthy. Looks like he's a go. 100%. They're saying 100% is what I'm reading. So, you know, he's going to come out, even if he's throwing for 300 yards a week. He's got great receivers. He's got a running back who looks a bit better. I mean, I still have questions about the Cowboys overall, but I think Dak's going to be just fine. And even if he, you know, goes for 4,000 yards with 28 touchdowns,
I think this is competition. Similar to the Fitzpatrick conversation. This will be the best chance he's had in a while.
Who's his competition?
Well,
Jameis Winston.
Gary, you want to answer that?
Does that count?
I mean, it's facts. It's already over, right? Like the injury he suffered last year, despite the fact that he didn't go through the same shit that Alex Smith did, right? Like his life was never at risk. But it's over as long as he fucking doesn't throw 19 interceptions in game one and never play again. Like,
which he could totally fucking do, just for the record.
No. Dak's a guy that fucking he shrinks in crunch time, but like he's not going to throw 19.
I'll just say this right now: Fitzmagic is going to have more interceptions in less games than Dak Prescott will all season.
I agree.
Hot take.
I don't
think it's a hot take.
I
think.
Gary, do you agree?
I don't think it's that hot. I just think Dak's a guy that shrinks in crunch time. He doesn't
throw
picks. He just throws it to the dudes in the crowd. Like he's dog shit when the games matter.
Enough,
no, I agree with you. I mean, so you're basically saying he's got a little Russell Wilson in him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's.
I think he's got a lot of Russell Wilson in him. I think the stats prove that.
Different
right?
scale, but same result.
There's no questioning the fact that when he plays a good team, when the games matter, the dude's quarterback rating is like 7. Like But he doesn't throw a lot of picks. He just
My guy
throws it to
said
dudes in the
7.
stands.
He went
Throws it to
single
his buddy in the
digits.
third row.
Bro.
Like,
He said fucking 7, dude.
He could have went 40. No.
no.
Seven.
Total QBR. Total QBR. It's like 7.
Fucking
Like
7,
seriously,
dude.
like that's
7.
not me exaggerating. Like his total QBR when the games matter is like 7.
Yo,
Alright.
bro, I had 2 running backs get hurt in fucking Madden earlier, and they're running my fucking fullback, and this dude was running 2 miles an hour. 2.
What?
Did you get the fridge?
This dude was so slow. Nah, dude. Okay? So you ever been playing it? You play Madden, right? You play Madden. You're running with a halfback, and they've
And he
got a
gets
little.
tired.
And then all of a sudden, it's a fullback, and this fucking dude is going like this.
Yeah. That
Fuck
out of
that
position
shit, dude.
penalty.
So now I got a tight end as my fullback, and a fullback is my running back, and vice versa. And I'm running up the middle with fucking Jesse James. Nah. Anyways,
Jesse James.
fuck
Jesse
Jesse
porn
James.
star?
This guy. Yeah, the fucking Wild West.
We
shooter,
still need to
baby.
get into our week picks for this.
We're doing that.
Yes, we are.
Fuck. We're an hour and 12 minutes into this.
We can make the week picks pretty smooth.
We're going to get through it, but we're going to get through the most important part of our show. And so, salute to service, ladies and gentlemen. The whole point, our favorite part of the show, is that we dedicate every single episode, Backyard Sports being a veteran-owned sports podcast. We get to dedicate every episode to a fallen service member. And this episode is going to be dedicated to the 13 service members that were killed in action in Kabul, Afghanistan, August 26, 2021. Lance Corporal David Espinosa, Staff Sergeant Darren Hoover, Corporal Hunter Lopez, Corporal Dylan Marola, Corporal Dagan Page, Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, Sergeant Nicole Gee, Sergeant Ryan Nouse, Lance Corporal Riley McCullum, Lance Corporal Kareem Niku, Corporal Humberto Santos, Corpsman Soviak, and Sergeant Johnny Rosario Pichardo. All 13 heroes passed away that day. And we have the watch.
That's a tough one to swallow.
Yeah. And for a lot of reasons, and even reasons why I won't even throw an innuendo in there.
20 years worth of fucking reasons.
20 years worth of reason.
Yep.
Trying to get that oil.
So, buddy.
It's a tough go. So, Little Microwave says, salute Corey Yeoman, the American flag emojis. Damn right. USA doing it better than you since 1776. God damn it. And I won't hear different.
Yo, so we got this iPad at work, right? To flush out this old ass system. And I ain't gonna say any names, but I said, what's the fucking password on this thing? And so my coworker says, what year did Columbus come to America? So I'm over here, fucking 1492. Nah, it don't work, dude. Nah, what year did Columbus come to America?
Please.
Nah, it didn't work.
Don't do it.
So then he comes and he's like 1776, and I'm like,
God damn it.
motherfucker, dude!
God
Like,
damn it.
I'll stab you while you sleep, but
That
I'll stab you while you're awake.
you are
Please,
300
listen.
years off.
Please tell me that motherfucker doesn't have a goddamn pulse anymore.
That motherfucker is my service manager, bud.
Bro, your service manager, the fucking gates down, the lights flashing, but the train ain't coming, dude.
Dude.
Corey fucking Yeoman.
I was super upset. So, but listen, it got constructed from there because what'd he do? He said 1993. This kid.
1993.
So me being me, I started a trivia. So now we're doing history around this bitch. We started easy, what I thought was easy. They didn't get that one right either. But we started with the capital of New York State. Gary knows it. But maybe I don't know if you guys might not know it because
I don't know it. I was just gonna say I don't know.
Okay.
Albany,
New York City, didn't they?
It is Albany. Good job.
Yeah.
So I had
was a
about
complete
5
guess.
fucking dudes who live in New York State didn't know it was Albany.
They said
Not
New York
a one
State,
of them.
New York City, didn't they?
Nobody said New York City, but I got some
really?
Syracuse. I got some.
Syracuse.
I got listen, I got like a Rochester, some Buffaloes, some shit like that. Which get listen, if you're from another state,
Hey Corey,
I'll take
Honduras might be the capital of like Queens or something,
Honduras, dude.
but not New York
Queens.
State.
Come on.
I don't know the boroughs, bro. I've been there one time. Eat a dick from the back, dude.
Come
I don't
on.
fucking know
It
what
ain't
borough
Honduras.
the Hondurans are in.
The Hondurans. Holy fuck. Sounds like a fucking alien invasion. The Hondurans, they're coming.
They're coming to take our jobs.
They took a bunch down here, man, and they do great work, man. I've been working with a few of
They
them.
took a
Fucking
bunch down here.
We served
fantastic.
with a Honduran.
Who?
Now you're gonna fucking quiz me.
He goes, you guys weren't fucking calling me Honduran, were you?
Yeah, definitely.
My
not.
No,
bad,
the
sir.
only thing you should never call me is Puerto Rican. That's it. Don't ever fucking call me Puerto Rican.
Bro, and I had a Puerto Rican guy
My food's better.
once told me, you can say whatever you want. Don't call me Dominican. And I was like,
Which
what
is funny because, like,
the
look,
fuck? Like, what?
hey,
like,
dude,
there's some
camera time real
hate
quick.
going on.
you're the same, you know? Like, you both do your eyebrows. You're both fuck boys.
Is this
And both of
Latino
y'all's
on
food is
Latino
trash.
race?
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna put it like this though. You never get you'll never get a fucking dude from Iceland is
We've
like,
gotten to this portion. of the
don't
show.
ever confuse me with an Irishman, or like a dude from like fucking Scotland. Like, don't confuse me with fucking somebody from Britain. Like, but dude,
have you ever called a Scotsman
A
Irish?
Colombian is like, don't call me fucking Brazilian.
Have you
You'll
ever
die.
called a Scottish person Irish? Because I have in Scotland. It was fucking great.
But the
dude.
only reason
Worth
they
it.
get upset though is because the accent is similar, I think, and people confuse the fuck out of them. But like, if you went up to somebody from like the Netherlands, and you thought that they were from fucking
See, but that's the thing,
Norway,
though, is I
like,
think
they're
that
not gonna care.
I think the Hispanics are territorial,
Oh, very.
and
Right. That's
and
my
we
thing.
all.
very.
I won't even say that we all hate each other. It just depends on where it is. I
You
think
all like to hate each
Mexicans and Puerto Ricans can. I
Right.
think we can all mutually agree that like just y'all aren't for us. You know what I
Fucking
mean?
Latin American hate crimes going on around here.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
All
It's
day.
fucking brown on brown crime. It's going down. It really is. It's
From
same
Peru, you're
team.
like, don't you dare.
It's
say I'm
supposed
from
to be. Oh,
Argentina.
fuck that. First off, if you use the phrase Latin X, bro, exit this fucking chat. You're on the wrong page. You're on the wrong page.
I almost
Okay.
spit on my computer.
It's fucking like
well,
Like
Miss me with
this
that
is
shit.
like Bloods and Crip shit. Like you guys love to fucking hate each other. There's a thing.
it's
I don't
true.
know what it is.
It's true. Trying to think. of the
Northern
fuck-
Europeans, if you just confuse them for each other, they'll just like go about their day looking at like mountainsides and shit. They don't.
Right.
care.
Right.
What kind of beer is Andy drinking? Yoma wants to know.
Miller Lite, bud. Hey, gang. Oh, that's the first gang. Of the season.
The first game, gang, dude.
Virtual cheers in the
Virtual cheers.
Got it.
Hey.
What are you drinking there, Gary? What is that?
Imperial IPA.
Stove, what you got in that mug, bud?
Water.
Yeah, I hope so. Fucking 11 a.m. This kid.
Yeah, he got started early.
Yo, you got to give me that fucking StreamYard login so I can mute your bitch ass. Like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was?
Yo, you got to give me that voodoo that you gave the microwave that allows you to drink all fucking day on a Wednesday.
Oh, yo,
I can do it.
for Andy.
I know you can do it, and I'm asking you as a friend. I need can you like write a For Dummies book? Just send it to me.
I'll see what I can do.
Or better yet, have microwave add to it. You
Add to
like
it?
you guys can collab.
Okay.
Because then I can look at Jen and I can be like, hey, a woman's point of view.
Yeah. Be a nice little Christmas.
Yeah, you know, hey, I don't know your wife,
Effort.
but I have a feeling I have a general understanding of what this response is going to be.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
What woman? Okay, that's gonna be the response.
You might be
So,
right, man.
hey, the next time you have a fucking thought, my guy, let it go. You know. So, week 1 picks. We've got.
What?
We're an hour and 23 minutes into this bitch. There it is. There it is.
Okay.
There's our picks for the week.
Okay.
So, going through the first one, we're just gonna go right down the line. Cowboys and the Bucks. Pretty much. I mean, look. Stove's on the island here. He went Dallas. He went home team. I got shit for not going home team, and I accept that shit. But again, I claim I'm a realist fan. That's where we're at. 3 votes Tampa Bay, 1 vote for Cowboys, and that's the Stove. Okay. Steelers, Buffalo. It looks like, oh man, I don't even know how the fuck to go through all this. All right. So Steelers, Buffalo. I went Buffalo. Gary, any objections there?
No. I want Buffalo too. I just think Buffalo is going to be one of the. I honestly, I think Buffalo is going to be the best team in the AFC this year.
It looks unanimous across the board. Andy?
Yeah.
Are you muted, bud?
He might be, but
Yeah, unanimous. Stove? Fair enough. Wise words. All right, Minnesota at Cincinnati. I have Cincinnati to take it. Andy has Minnesota. Gary has Minnesota. And Stove's on the train with me on the Cincinnati train. Maybe we're following the Tiger King. But yeah, I'm going. So Gary, since apparently Andy and Stove have not found their unmute buttons, Minnesota.
Yo, I'm here, kid.
Oh, there he is. Proud of you,
yeah,
bud.
I'm on Minnesota. I think honestly, I'm picking Minnesota to win their division this year. That offense is going to be fine, and I think the defense is going to be a little better. So I think they knock off Cincinnati in week 1 on the road.
Fair enough. Stove, are you with us?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You chose Cincinnati. You're with the Tiger King. Why is that?
This Tiger King is the greatest.
And is this because
I'm going Joe Burrow on
Yeah.
with that one. Second here.
I've got the games pulled up on my phone so I can just roll through them.
Still working out Kings.
Is Kirk Cousins still like underappreciated, Gary?
Yeah, I mean,
Andy, what are your thoughts on that? Because I just Gary, you could stop now. I just purely set that up for Andy.
Fuck Kirk Cousins, dude. I mean, I think that the guy has a lot of arm talent. Don't get me wrong. I do. I think I've said that before. I think that he's one of those guys who can throw the football. Hey, good job, Stowe. He can throw the football better than a lot of guys, actually. Like, I think as far as purely from a standpoint of throwing a football, he is better than, a good chunk of the NFL even. However, it's the other shit that I don't think he's great at. I don't think he's the smartest dude. He's just not the whole. There's a reason why Washington didn't hold on to him. That being said, Gary thinks it's funny, but that being said, I think that the Vikings are going to win that game.
Washington didn't hold on to him because they were run by a fucking moron.
You think that's it though? Like
that's it. That's
what does he have to show for it?
Who? Kirk?
In Minnesota, Kirk Cousins. Besides stats, here's some stats.
Kirk Cousins. Yeah.
Here's some stats.
Okay.
Listen. I know you like the guy. I mean, it is what it is.
From a total QBR perspective, like that dude outperforms his contract. I mean, for measuring quarterback performance.
I regret stirring this pot. Still,
no, we're not going to be crazy with it. But Washington should have never let him go. He was drafted in the 3rd round. That's why they let him go.
They drafted 2 quarterbacks that year, right?
Yeah, and one they released before Kirk Cousins.
So if you went Cincinnati and you have faith in the Tiger King.
I do.
There's a great comment here from Yeoman who says that Minnesota should have Carol Baskin sing the national anthem.
They should.
I'm with that. As long as she starts it with, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens."
Well, of course she will.
She has to sing that shit, though.
Yes. But no.
Whose parents are first?
No, Burrow's going to come back. I think he's going to be rusty. I think for the first quarter, maybe even half, it's all going to be mental for him coming off that injury. But I think the Bengals get it done. I know what the Vikings have. I know, their defense is up there and everything. And you guys know my stance on Kirk Cousins and everything. And we don't need to get into that today. But I'm going Burrow. I'm going the Bengals. I'm going Zach Taylor getting the first dub of the season because he is on the hot seat this year.
Fair enough.
I think the Bengals are a playoff team this year. Just throwing that out there. I picked the Vikings in week 1, but I think the Bengals are a playoff team.
Cotton.
I don't think either of them are playoff teams. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, only because
the road from Minnesota goes through Green Bay.
No, right, and I think that's going to be tough for Minnesota. I don't think they're a terrible team. I think we've got some defensive issues there, and Cincinnati's big bugaboo is obviously, going to be the protection of Joe Burrow. He's got receivers. I mean, he's got Higgins, he's got Boyd, he's got his boy who can't catch a fucking football, and then we
Jamar fucking dropped.
What's he doing?
Wobbles
dude?
McGee.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Wobbles.
And then obviously we can run the football if our line supports us, but step one in the NFL is having a quarterback that's capable. Step 2 is protecting that quarterback.
Yep. And
then we've got to go from there. So if you can't successfully get through the second step, I'm worried about you. And so, I'm not, I don't hate Gary's take about Cincy making the playoffs. I'm not with it.
It's a little far-fetched for you. A little premature.
Cincy?
Well, I mean, it's just, I just don't, my problem
Cincy made some sneaky moves on the offensive line.
Right. And I'm not against that. I'm just, prove it to me. I have to see it. And if,
for sure. I don't disagree with your take. I just, Cincy made some sneaky moves on the offensive line that I think are going to help them.
Listen, I like Joe Burrow. I'm a Joe Burrow fan. I'm a Tyler Boyd fan. I love Boyd. I hope Boyd has a big year. I hope Higgins has a big year. And we'll see. There's guys on that team that I can legitimately root for. I have to see. I have to see that offensive line perform, and the defense has to perform.
That's not a bad take.
And they got to beat the Browns, who look like they're on the uptick. So, which is crazy to fucking say, isn't it? The Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that and good for Browns fans, you know.
Absolutely. Hey, miserable cunts.
Fuck, they've been through enough. Goddamn it.
Their fucking river caught on fire.
Well, what do you expect?
That's great. It's an excellent point, though. Look, Jaguars at the Texans, 1 p.m. Eastern time on CBS. I've got Jacksonville. Gary's got Jacksonville. Stove's got Jacksonville. And Andy's got Jacksonville. It looks unanimous across the board that the Jaguars, who have just recently brought in, this bright and shining hope, are going to put a beat down on the fucking soup sandwich that is the Houston Texans organization from the top to the fucking bottom. Okay. This team has been dismantled. Like it isn't. The Deshaun Watson is one thing, but like JJ Watt, in my opinion, is probably the biggest loss that Houston took.
That's the face of their franchise.
That was the face. Yeah, exactly. He was the face. He was the face of Houston.
Right. He was a fucking beacon of hope. You could almost go as far as say is
like there was a portion where he was the face of the NFL. Mm-hmm. In a sense, one of the faces of the NFL.
Not only for what he did on the field, but for what he did off the field, especially with the hurricane and everything else down there.
He's a stand-up dude.
Yeah.
JJ Watt could go back to Houston right now and get elected mayor. Guaranteed.
Even on the the downslope of his career, he's still a hell of a good football player. We often judge these guys on what they were, but in the year 2030, when LeBron James is putting up like 15-7, we're gonna be like, this dude sucks, because we're comparing him to LeBron James of 2005. But like that's the thing with JJ Watt is JJ Watt is still an impactful player when he's on the field, and that is a big loss.
Yeah. So obviously we're unanimous across the board there. So
right, it's a brown eye.
Yeah, it's a brown eye. Yeah,
not a black eye, a brown eye.
I see.
Like with a finger in it.
All right. So Corey Yeoman says Deshaun is the new generation Roethlisberger.
No, he's not, dude. He's something different than that.
Different.
Yeah, Roethlisberger was one time in a bathroom with somebody that said no.
Roethlisberger would give it to you in your butthole.
This is a little
Deshaun
more.
wants it in his butthole.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. All right.
Watson
the fucking. Hey, is that one of the wheels that just fell off of this podcast?
Watson's an odd guy, man. Like
Arizona. Arizona 10 at Tennessee, 1 p.m. Eastern time on CBS. And I've got Arizona. Gary's got Tennessee. Stove's got Tennessee. Andy's got Tennessee. I'm on the island picking Arizona.
You've got JJ Watt.
No, I'm on D-Hop. For starters, it's D-Hop is the deciding factor there, no doubt. It's 100% D-Hop. The addition of JJ Watt helps make it easier for sure, but D-Hop is the deciding.
What about
D-Hop.
AJ Green?
What? Stop, dude.
Who? Remember that guy was good?
You mean the guy who was like on injury protocol for 17 years? Yeah, that guy. He injured himself into irrelevance. That's what happened.
It was tough, man.
And it sucks because like my fantasy team fucking won a Super Bowl off of that man. And then
listen, he was at one point probably only rivaled in the league with the long ball up in the air catches by Calvin Johnson.
Megatron. Yeah, absolutely.
This is a true fact. That guy was a freak. Go up and get the ball. He made Andy Dalton look good.
Yeah, but think about the fact that like Calvin retired because of injuries. does that style of play lend itself to that? Right? Like,
well, I think
I'm sure. Yeah.
Calvin's big thing was, I think he did a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And having such a big target on I think his legs were ultimately the undoing for him.
Yeah.
Because it was just, I mean, that dude
AJ's
was
injuries have been legs.
right. But AJ is 190 pounds.
I think that
Calvin
okay.
was a big dude. I think Calvin was 190 pounds from his big toe to his hip.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
So that was that big target. I think that I do get what you're saying. I think the injuries came from a different place.
I still think that the limits of self-preservation are different. Like AJ Green is willing to go further than Megatron was.
Oh, sure. And we see that with a lot of NFL players, right? Like
Sure.
Brett Favre.
Calvin was on the earlier end of that spectrum.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and good for him, dude.
Calvin was retiring when he was still a 1,000-yard receiver.
Right.
Yeah.
But he knew it was over. Like,
I think that's fucking gangster, though.
But I think he had to have like 3 surgeries when he retired.
Right.
Yeah.
So like
he went into like a serious overhaul.
His fingers are gross. Do you ever see his fingers?
Yeah. You ever see a lot of NFL players' fingers though?
Like it looked like if you put
too,
Kawhi Leonard's hands into that kaleidoscope
like
app.
It's
that's
pretty,
what Calvin's
it's
fingers
pretty
look like.
unexclusive in terms of position. Like pinkies do this.
Right.
Ugh.
Calvin's shit were tore up. And I mean, that your job is to catch a football sometimes from a quarterback who's not throwing the ball so nice.
All I'm saying for my island over here is the guy that picked Arizona is that there is absolutely, I mean, I think you guys are just taking the safe route. That's it. I mean, I think Derrick Henry is the safe choice. No doubt.
This was the hardest pick for me.
Nah.
And
really?
I agree with that
for
too.
For me, it was. It was.
Stove, you got something on your mind?
I like Arizona. I think they're a good team, but it was hard for me.
I like Dallas.
I love it. He's not backing down.
Fucking done.
No, this was the hardest choice for me.
Down.
I ultimately went with Tennessee just because I think they're a little more complete.
Sure.
I like that Tannehill's grabbed another weapon in the passing game with Julio Jones, and then you obviously have Derrick Henry.
Let's see if something happens with it, though.
However, I mean, I don't think you sleep on the Cardinals. I mean, I think the Cardinals are a very good team. I think these teams are pretty even in my head. I mean, between this matchup and then the Browns and the Chiefs, I think were probably the two I thought about the most.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had 2, the Browns and Chiefs being one of them that I considered.
I thought about this one a little more though.
I thought about the Chiefs Browns one a little more, and in the Colts Seahawks too.
That was another one, yeah.
So Gary's on the island with the Cleveland selection. So Cleveland at Kansas City, 4:25 p.m. Eastern time on CBS. So Gary's on the island picking Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have the floor, sir.
I just like their running game. That's the biggest thing. And I like what they did on defense in the offseason. I think they built this team to beat a specific team, and it's Kansas City. I the last 2 years, I think they've been building toward this, and I've got Cleveland. I think that Cleveland is gonna be the one team that's gonna contend with Buffalo. Like, I don't even have Kansas City in the top.
Cleveland, I think the best way I can explain Cleveland's development over the last 2 years even is they're momentum killers.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it be the game or the fucking season.
Right.
When Cleveland shows up, they're here to fuck shit up.
Right.
And they just, like last season, I feel like they did a really good job of executing that and putting that uncertainty. There's no way, there's a lot of teams that people play throughout their seasons that they feel confident in saying that they're going to beat. Cleveland is no longer one of those fucking teams.
Never.
And you wouldn't dare count them out anymore. Yep. And it's crazy because we've been kind of Pavlov's dog into going into Sunday at Cleveland going, all right, you know.
I think that applies for all.
My third string is going to get some fucking reps this week. And instead, you've got to bring your fucking A game, and you've got to bring like playoff NFC or divisional conference championship level fucking play to the field. Otherwise, you're gonna get starched, and it's insane. Ryan says nobody likes anything about Cleveland. You're right, but I like the football team, and and that's a difficult thing to say for somebody that is. It's an OU quarterback. That's tough.
Nobody wants to play them, and that's a big thing in the NFL, right? Nobody wants to play them because they run.
Nobody wants that smoke.
Nobody wants that smoke. They run the ball, and they've got the best pass rusher on defense in the NFL. Like Myles Garrett, despite the fact that he can't control himself and he hits people in the head with helmets.
Give my man a helmet and let him go to work.
Let him go nuts, right? As a barbarian, he's going to get us an elephant. He's going to get us a woolly mammoth to eat. But he's the best pass rusher in the game. They on the edge. Anyway.
Yo, if he gets past a certain stage, he might get us a duck.
Right, exactly.
That was I don't know.
Nobody wants that smoke.
I follow him on Instagram, so I get it. Green Bay at New Orleans. Okay, so Green Bay at New Orleans. I've got Green Bay. Andy's got New Orleans. Gary's got Green Bay, and Stubbs got Green Bay. So Andy, you're on the New Orleans island here.
Yeah, and this isn't even because I hate Green Bay, because I do hate Green Bay.
I feel like this is a very uneducated decision.
Okay, well, I feel like it was a very uneducated decision to wear that hat tonight. However,
you ain't shitting on this hat, son.
Yeah, I did. I did. Listen, if you bring it,
you can't do it. I mean, you can hate all you want, but this hat is fucking fire, son.
You don't even have the fucking Full House.
Bro, I'm putting you on hat game. Who are you to talk right now?
So listen. This is my card to talk whenever I want. So
you're right. You're rocking my hat game though. I'm not rocking yours. Fact.
I've got the Jameis Winston Saints. I mean, a couple reasons. They're at home.
Is it shock factor?
No. They're at home. Jameis Winston's a good quarterback. I'm done with people that don't respect Jameis Winston. I think Jameis Winston's a good quarterback. He had the LASIK. He stuck it out. Even when they said, like, yo, you're not going to be the guy. What are you laughing for?
Does LASIK fix color?
Yeah, no, it was just funny. Yeah.
LASIK figures out your eyes, bud.
No, I just thought it was fucking funny that like he had gone this long as a professional athlete who has to use hand-eye coordination to throw a ball at a very precise target. And my man just gets it a year ago.
An exceptional athlete who was able to float through college sports, right? Because he's that good. We talked about Cam Newton earlier being that good. I think Jameis is much of the same. I don't think he's the smartest fucking guy. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. However, he stuck through when Taysom Hill looked like Peyton's guy for whatever fucking weird reason.
Yeah.
And now we're here on a well-coached team who can block, who can run the ball. You have Alvin Kamara's a beast.
Oh, yeah.
They can play some defense. Nothing spectacular, but they can play some defense. And I just look at Green Bay with the Aaron Rodgers turmoil. They've got a good defense. They've got a good run game. The offensive line isn't great. And the relationship with Rodgers isn't great. And I wonder how much that's going to wear coming into the season.
How much of that turmoil though between Aaron Rodgers and fucking cram it up your cram hole LaFleur? How much of that is tension between those two or the organization?
I love that fucking reference.
So, I mean, I do love the reference too, and I don't know if it matters because Rodgers was scorned.
I think it does matter because if it's at the organization, because if as long as there's no beef between him and LaFleur, they're going to be fine. They're going to handle shit because the organization and then everything that happens on the field are two separate beasts, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like
you saw what happened to McCarthy at the back end of that.
Right. Okay. So Aaron Rodgers, known diva, right?
No doubt.
No one diva.
No doubt.
So would you put it past
Ugly
Aaron
girlfriend.
Rodgers to hold a fucking grudge? Because I wouldn't. At this point, I feel like Rodgers feels he's accomplished enough in Green Bay that he can kind of go out there and fuck it up. Not saying he's going to.
No, he's just going to let his nuts hang for sure.
Also, what I was getting back to with the Saints is I think a hungry quarterback, rejuvenated team. We're coming off the Drew Brees
Out
thing.
there
You don't think
eating
you don't think he's hungry
W's,
for crab
bro.
legs? You don't think he's hungry for crab legs?
No, he's hungry
Come
for
on,
W's. Didn't you see the
right,
video?
bro. That I'm telling you right now.
It's the cringiest
Saints
thing
team-
I've ever
that
seen in
Saints,
sports.
That Saints team is gonna win
Cringe.
by
Cringe
10
is a
plus points.
Super understatement.
Opening week, 10 plus points.
By 10?
I'll take it. You got Venmo.
Ooh.
I think 10 is the amount of interceptions he'll throw by halftime.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know if that's the lead at the end of the game.
10 plus.
Fair enough. So
That was
all
my
right.
Revis Island.
Okay, so Revis Island
I don't
Is-
get on one.
is full of craps. So Chicago Bears at the LA Rams, and it looks like
We're unanimous.
I've got LA, Stove's got LA, Andy's got LA, Gary's got LA. Across the board, it's an LA Rams. No disrespect to Justin Fields. You're just not ready yet, young Padawan. It's Stafford's fucking time, bud.
This is the beginning of the end for Andy Dalton, though. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna get killed.
I think we're all. Is anybody in disagreement that like 3, maybe as many as 5 games into the season, like coach is ready to move on?
I might disagree. Actually,
He's in our DMs telling us he's ready to move on.
I may disagree, Gary. Actually, I may
love it.
disagree with that because
Coach
Nagy's a
showing
fucking
up.
idiot.
Fucking Nagy's in our shit, dude.
Nagy's dumb, dude. No, seriously. Like I don't know if he knows what he's doing.
He might.
Nagy, come see me in the comments.
Andy, I have to say, Andy, you might have a point, right? Like we all know that Justin Fields should start week 1.
How are we still giving?
We
like,
might
listen,
go
okay,
to week like
I-
16,
I
17.
get-
Like when the fuck is Nagy gonna put
I
this
get
in?
giving
Because you're paying. It's because you're paying Dalton $12.4 million.
Right.
I give
but
no
still,
fucks.
We want to
Hey.
win games.
If I'm a
I
football guy,
get.
You know who really got the
Garoppolo
start
the
in all
benefit
this
of the
shit,
doubt
dude?
over Trey Lance. I don't get giving Dalton at this point the benefit of the doubt.
right? Exactly. Like Fields should be starting in Chicago. Period.
Yo,
Period.
all I'm saying is that
Period.
Andy Dalton's fucking agent is all time, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Same
Look,
agent as
look.
Nick Foles.
Andy Dalton.
Oh
Dalton's
no, you leave that
right?
man
Like,
alone.
that dude
He's
has
a
had
Super Bowl
decent
champion.
NFL career.
No, they really have the same agent.
Do they really?
Nah, I just made that up. Probably though.
Excellent. Just fucking lob that up for you, bud. Good job. All right. Okay, let's move on.
Left low dollars.
Hey, the good news is, boys, we're almost 2 hours into this bitch, and we're only halfway through this fucking list.
Almost halfway there.
Philly Eagles at the Hawks, Battle of the Birds, 1 p.m. Eastern time on Fox. So
Raul.
I've got Philly, Gary's got Atlanta, Stove's got Atlanta, Andy's got Atlanta. So
Yo, can
I'm
I
on the
change my
island.
pick?
Talk to us, Raul.
I don't have a lot of faith in Atlanta in general. Like, I think that they've slowly kind of they've just fell apart, came apart at the seams. Matt Ryan is long overdue to get the fucking axe. And I'm done trying to say otherwise, dude. I'm done trying to say otherwise. I'm done. I won't apologize.
That's a
Fuck that.
strong statement.
I'm
Yo,
fucking tired of Matt Ryan, bro.
And I want to change my pick to Philly.
All right. So
Game
I'm not on
hasn't
an
happened yet.
island.
Game hasn't happened yet, Stove. Why are you shaking your head?
But the graphic.
I know you spent time on that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Game hasn't
There it
happened
is.
yet.
Take some
I've-
fucking accountability, Andy.
I've thought about it. I think, I'm feeling Philly. I don't know fucking why. Why would I be feeling
I was
Philly?
gonna say why.
Because I just am, dude. I don't know what came over me, but I feel like
So-
my guy Jalen Hurts
Fucking tell this
is
guy
going to
he's wrong.
tear that Atlanta defense up.
Stove, tell this guy he's wrong.
Oh, he's wrong.
200 yards passing, 100
No.
yards rushing, 3
No.
touchdowns.
No.
That's it.
Jalen Hurts' best days were at Alabama, and he got benched.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
No.
That's all right. Kirk Cousins' best days were in Washington, and now he's not there.
Sure.
That might be the pettiest moment of the show.
It was pretty funny.
Jets,
You like that?
Jets of Carolina. I've got Carolina. Andy's got Carolina. Gary's got
I
Carolina.
wonder who Stove has.
Jets. Jets.
Fucking
Jets.
This,
Jets.
Here's why.
this is
And
one
here's
I
why.
went back and forth on, though.
Here's why. You know,
I did too.
Carolina.
I love Matt Rule.
I like the guy, but
Never heard of
I
it.
want him to have my babies.
What?
I'm going.
Good
You know,
coach.
Caitlyn
Good
Jenner.
coach.
I think this,
Hey, Stove, if you could mute Gary, just thanks.
Please. Forever.
I just think.
Whoa, forever.
Jeez. I think this is the year that the Jets are making their way back to somewhat relevance. And with the rookie quarterback, if Crowder's playing, which I think he is, I think the Jets are going to come away with a W on this one. And I think it will be a close game. I don't think Carolina has the defense for it. Now, if McCaffrey plays, lights out, rushing the ball and catching the ball out of the backfield, then yeah, they may have a different story. But I'm going Jets on this one. I think this is the first game of a new era up there in New York, and it's on their way up.
I think for me, the jury's still out on that, but I 100% respect that opinion for sure.
My big problem with the Jets is like they don't have anybody to catch the football.
Other than Crowder.
Now he sucks.
So on that thought though, like Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore have had they've had really good chemistry throughout.
Yeah, but he's 9 years old. And the same thing with like the running back Michael Carter. Like I think he can be a good player too, but he's 9 years old.
Well, sure, but I don't think you're wrong.
You're so
right?
frustrated at me calling people 9 years old.
I know.
I'm sorry,
I'm
dude.
not super.
I'm not.
I'm not like
shouldn't be.
fully oppositional, right? But I just think that the Jets have a little more talent than they're getting credit for.
Yeah. I just always thought like with this matchup to me it was like a Christian McCaffrey, and that was the end of it.
Right. Yeah.
No, you're right. He's the best player on
Like
the team.
I just think he rushes. For
I
like
approached that
200
from a
yards.
very
probably
elementary
goes 100,
perspective.
100.
That was just
Right.
Like
Christian
100
McCaffrey,
rushing,
the
100
end.
receiving.
Right.
He's the
Like,
best
he
player
just-
on the field.
He just John Holmes that pussy.
Yep. Big dick.
Vlad the Impaler. It's never going to be the same.
Yep. You're gonna feel this in your throat, girl.
Yeah.
San Francisco at Detroit.
Who the fuck picked Detroit?
Was not me.
Dude, they're
Whoever
eating
did.
knees.
It's
They're
whoever
eating
did.
No.
knees.
It's
Passing
your
on
barbecue.
field goals.
Stove has got
Who did
faith
this,
in
Stove?
Goff.
I picked
You
Detroit.
have the floor.
It's your
I
barbecue.
picked Detroit, and I picked it in
I wanna hear
favor
it.
of Mr. Flint here
I
because of
appreciate you.
and I picked it solely based on eating knees and passing on field goals. That's all I
I
based it on.
Yes! Yes!
I appreciate you, but I don't believe
I'm
it.
so happy that came up.
Ugh.
I mean, they are going to be
There's
a
no
team.
field goals in Detroit.
I mean, this coach would love to have Ndamukong Suh back because he would be eating some knees right there. He'd be
dude.
stomping on
he
him
would
and
kick
everything.
an extra point too.
He'd be stomping on some
He kicked
fucking
an extra point.
Ndamukong Suh would kick an extra point. You are correct.
Yep. I saw
He'd be
an
the kicker.
awesome,
Jobs, actually.
I saw an awesome autograph the other day that was a full size, like a 10x10 of Ndamukong Suh kicking the extra point, and it was signed.
That Schaub's
It was
nuts.
pretty sweet. No, of him kicking an extra point, the one he missed that he kicked. That it was signed though. That's a cool piece of memorabilia if you're gonna have
It
one.
really is. It's kind of that.
Like if you're
tab-
gonna have a cool piece
Yeah.
of memorabilia, you might as well have that.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
I
sure.
mean, fuck. But yeah, no.
So that's why I picked it.
Detroit's getting smoked.
Okay.
So I mean,
They might
Stove's
lose by
going to be on his
21.
island.
Detroit's getting smoked.
Smoked.
Fucking San
San-
Francisco by a mile.
Nah,
But
San
Stove
Fran's-
has got
San Fran's going to
Detroit.
be a good team.
Detroit.
I like
Look,
San
we're
Fran.
all gonna have to apologize to Stove.
No,
No
we're not.
apologies needed. No.
Listen, Stove, I love you, man. I appreciate you for picking Detroit, but
It's all good.
holy shit,
You
that
know,
was naive. They are.
I just feel like San Francisco is going to come into this game as
oh, dude, you ever seen the picture of
Mercury.
like the chick, the blonde chick in pigtails sitting on like the white couch with all the dudes behind her, the black dudes with the white beaters? Like she is the Lions. Like it's not gonna happen for them. Like
Holy shit. Seattle Seahawks at the Indianapolis Colts. I've got Seattle. Andy's got Seattle. Gary's got the Colts.
yeah, this was a tough one.
Yeah. And this absolutely was a tough one. And Stove's got
Stove.
Seattle. So Gary
Oh,
on the
yeah.
island
He's on the
picking.
island. I thought we would have been split on this one, honestly.
I don't know how this one was tough, but real quick before you go on your rant because you're on your
Give it
island.
Stove. Give
Hey,
it Stove.
eating knees and passing on field goals is going to be trademarked, and we are having T-shirts made. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. Absolutely.
All rights reserved, motherfucker.
Fucking Dan
All
Campbell shows up at
right.
your door tomorrow. Whoops that ass. Because that guy's a scary motherfucker, man.
He's going to be wanting one. I'm sending him one.
He might. Like, I don't know, man. He reminds me of WWE wrestler.
All right, go ahead, Gary. Sorry, you're
All
on
right,
your
get
island.
it, Gare.
No,
Get
no,
it, Gare.
Tell
Tell us why we're idiots.
I actually didn't expect to be on an island here. I'm with Andy. I thought we were going to be split.
I figured.
I
can't
just
believe
think
you're going
the
with
home
Carson
field
Wentz.
advantage. What's that?
I can't believe you're going with Carson Wentz.
That's what it is.
It's the home field
That's
advantage.
exactly what it is for me.
Yep.
I think
Dude,
Indianapolis
come
has
on.
I
Come
think they have-
on.
they have a top 5 roster in the NFL. And I don't think Carson Wentz makes that roster worse.
Yes, he
Definitely
does.
doesn't make it better.
No. I don't think he makes it better. I agree. But I don't think he makes it worse. And that's why I want
Yeah, but if they're
at
top
home.
5 and he's like 29
No, come on.
in the
now.
league,
Come on now.
you think he's better than 29?
Yeah.
Where? Seriously, I'm being genuine.
I'm putting
Sure.
Dalton ahead of him.
Yeah, well, that's silly.
That might be disrespectful.
That might be stretching it.
We're
That's
close.
silly.
No, 29 was disrespectful too. I think I put him at like 25 though.
I think
honestly.
Carson Wentz is a middle of the pack guy.
he's definitely not top
25 's
20.
a little
Really?
low.
So you think he's like 16, 17?
I think he's between 12 and 20.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
I just think talent wise, like seriously, the dude was an MVP before he got
Right,
hurt.
like 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4
Not
years ago.
4. Not 4.
Yes, it was.
2017.
Yes, it was,
2017.
dude. No, it
Bull.
wasn't 2.
2017.
2 years ago, he was fucking dying in a bed because his leg fell out. It was 4 years ago, Gary. It really was.
Not
dude.
4 years.
Listen,
Yes, it
Gary
was.
has
We have
been,
not been
in
doing
the,
this
in the
show for
COVID
4
time capsule. Give him a moment to process. Okay.
Gary, bud. He was.
Either way,
Blast from the past.
if it's 4 years ago, that's fine.
It was 4
He's
years
just
ago.
2017.
middle of the pack
2017.
And that roster is still a top 5 roster, though.
I agree with the rest of the roster, but he has to weigh it down, right? A little.
Sure.
His quarterback's important.
He's a nutsack. Yeah.
Quarterback's not. when you have the roster they have, I don't give them the negative defect of the quarterback that I give other teams because of the roster.
Indy wins in spite
Carson
of
Wentz
Wentz.
doesn't have to be an MVP for the
Hey, and I'm not saying this just because he's a fucking Longhorn, but Sam Ehlinger, like that kid's got a lot of promise. I liked what I saw.
I agree. Yes,
I really did. I mean, I feel like
he's not playing for like what?
Sure, if you're
5 or
coaching
6.
a high school team,
yeah, he's out for.
He's out. Yeah.
Huh?
Sure, if you're coaching a high school team, Ellinger's got a lot of potential.
Okay. I'm sorry that he doesn't measure up to Kirk Cousins, dude. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Gary, before Stove and I went like completely against you, my big thing is I had the Colts at first, and it's because of what you're saying. I think
their roster is a top 5.
I do think they have a crazy good roster.
Yeah.
Their defense is nuts. The line is great.
Wentz doesn't have to be what he was before the injury.
Michael Pittman's going to break out this year, in my opinion. They got Taylor, they got Neiman Hines. That Marlon Mack is back. They probably have the best committee running backs situation in the league.
Yep.
But where I went weird is Carson Wentz because I don't trust him. That's
just purely on the inconsistency.
Honestly, I can't disagree with you, but I don't think that Carson Wentz takes that roster into the tank.
I don't think he takes it into the basement, but I think like if I'm saying that roster's an A, and I think that like
they'll succeed in spite of
the
him.
Kid who's going to show up to the oral presentation and is the best speaker calls off that day, and now I'm left with Stutter and Tim. I don't know, man. I think the quarterback matters enough that like if I question Carson Wentz and I say Carson Wentz is a C+ on an A roster, to me that one position takes that maybe down to a B or a B-. You know what I mean? Like like you said before, Russell Wilson's going to play like the best player in the league
for 7 weeks.
And that was my conclusion. That's I switched.
But it's week 1, and that's why we got Seattle.
I did switch. That's me explaining to you what happened there.
My biggest disagreement is like they're not going to ask Carson Wentz to beat the Seattle Seahawks. That's where I'm at.
But what if because we've known Seattle to be able to score. So what if Seattle ends up in a position where it's late third quarter, they're up 14 points?
Oh, the
now
game's
Carson
over.
Wentz has to.
The game's over. I don't think it's going to get to that point. That's my point. That's why I picked Indy, right? Okay. I don't think it gets to a point where they're asking Carson Wentz to go win them a game, right?
Okay.
I agree with you. I agree with all of you, right? But I don't think, based on the fact that Indy has what they have, I don't think it gets to that point.
No.
That's where my pick is at. Indy's roster is to the point where Carson manages the game to a certain extent. They have the best offensive line in football. They have one of the 5 best defenses in football. Carson has to make like 3, maybe 5 good throws on second and third down to change the game. That's all they're asking.
But he has to do it on a bad body. His whole body's bad, dude. Like,
I wish
that we dude had. Is like if you threw Play-Doh at the wall.
I wish that Sam Ehlinger had an opportunity to be under Rivers for that one season, even because I feel like that would have potentially made it. I mean, dude, Carson Wentz is. I mean, that's insane because just
by week 6,
just 4 years ago, Carson Wentz was the fucking bee's knees
for 1 year. Jared Goff was good in that same window.
Yeah, but he's already on the back 9 of his career. Isn't that a crazy thing to think about? Like that's the rise and fall. Whereas like Dak is actually still having a little bit of promise, and there was a competition between those guys that initial season, right? Who could go the longest without the interception?
I just think Carson Wentz got overdue hype. Like he wasn't as good. Like he played on a decent team, and he had that early career success. We've seen this before. Remember a guy named Josh Freeman from Tampa Bay?
Yep.
You just rolled your eyes, Gary.
Are we
Let's
going
talk
to compare
about
him to Josh Freeman?
Yes. I'm going to compare his success to Josh Freeman's. Okay, so Josh Freeman, Mark Sanchez, Matt Stafford all came out the same year, right?
Yeah.
Stafford was obviously the one pick. You had Sanchez, who was like the fucking Jesse Stamos, and then Freeman was the dude. Yeah, you like that? That was good, right? So Freeman was the guy that after like second season, everybody was like, man, Lions and Jets fucked up. Josh Freeman is that dude. I think the Carson Wentz hype is exactly the same. How is it different? Tell me. I'm not saying they're the same player. I'm saying that
I don't disagree. It's just,
no, Gary does though.
Yeah, I hope Gary can,
I
accept
don't.
this.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I just
Interesting.
Wentz is on an immensely better roster than he was in Philly.
What a great segue into my next game, which is the Chargers at the Washington Red Hogs.
Washington Red Hogs.
I'm just gonna fucking commit to it. I've got the Chargers. Gary, to no one's surprise, has the Washington football team. Stove with the Washington football team. Andy with the Washington football team, and I am on the island.
It's your island, bitch. I did scribble once on this once.
No, and I was gonna say that this is the one game that I waffled on.
Are you solely picking it off of Bosa and Herbert?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. That's what.
I feel like that's enough. I feel like that's enough to justify it to me.
Eckler.
And I don't. Yeah, and Eckler. Yeah, of course, Eckler. But
he got hurt again.
They're going to be down. They're going to be down.
Is he out? Is he out week 1?
Not confirmed yet, but he did get hurt today again.
Yeah. They're going to be down 17.5.
He's not out. He's just not a difference maker.
He is too. What do you mean he's not a difference maker? You don't like Eckler?
I like him.
You don't think he's a difference maker?
No.
Anyways,
I'm sorry, Raul. Go ahead. This is your moment.
No, this is not my moment. I was just saying. I mean, you guys just picked it apart. It's Herbert and Bosa, and they have some strong players, and I have more faith in the Chargers than I do the Washington football team at this time.
Is it because they have a name?
That has a lot to do with it. I mean, it's just kind of
what is a charger?
When
I
think
a cell phone charger.
Is it? I mean, are they sponsored by Tesla? Maybe they're charging stations.
Bro, they should be. Get that money.
Get that money, dude. All right, let's. Miami's in New England.
Hey.
So we're gonna get to see the old Mac. We're gonna get to see the Tua. We're gonna get to see all of it in action, right? So I've got New England. Gary's got New England. Stove's got Miami. And Andy's got Miami. So we're split 50-50.
Stove's my guy. Stove knows it. I think we should start with Stove.
I mean, right now, because Gary.
He knows what he's talking about. He's got a good handle on.
You have the Stove. You have the floor.
Get him, Stove.
On this one, it's more so the fact I know, I picked Mac Jones to be the NFL Rookie Offensive Player of the Year, but it's his first NFL game. Don't really know what they're going to be on offense with him. Defensively, they should be sound. But again, you had six guys off your defense from last year that didn't play because of COVID, sat out. They're returning this year, so they could be, ready to go. But that year off could play a factor in it as well. I just think that I definitely think that New England is going to be a better team than they were last year, and especially with Mac Jones. But I think Miami has some firepower, and I think they have some good defensive guys on that side of the ball that will get the job done for him. And Tua will play like he played, in some of those good games last year and like he did when he was in Alabama.
I think Miami is no doubt an up and coming problem. Like they're trending absolutely in the right direction.
Tua had
I
good
do
games
think
last year? Tua had good games last year?
He had like two for Tua.
The fucking eternal pessimist over here. So, with that being said, I think, I mean, and the whole reason I chose New England was purely just it's going to be the new guy shock factor. It's going to be the lack of tape that you have on Mac. It's going to be Belichick doing his fucking mind magic, and that's what we're going to see going into this week. Tua is shaky. The Miami organization as a whole has a lot of talent that they haven't. I don't think that they've reined in quite yet. They're not well oiled and firing on all cylinders quite yet. And I think that and that's not to say that the Patriots organization is in any way, shape, or form, but I think that with the release of Cam Newton, adding Mac to the roster, I think this is going to be, they're going to come out and they're going to get that, that fucking new guy. We don't have tape on this guy, and he's going to come out and start punching people in the mouth. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And that's the only reason I picked the Pats, for the record. Because, in my opinion, the Dolphins do have the better team.
I do like it. I disagree. I mean, I like it. I disagree.
I disagree.
That's fine.
I have one.
I'd like the take, though.
I have one reason, and that is it's going to seem really one-way street, but like really good defense, really new quarterback.
All the different defensive schemes and everything, different pressures.
Like right. I'm not even like gonna.
It doesn't matter how good
about it, like
Mac is or how new he is.
I just think like a really sound defense in Miami
is going to eat him alive.
A
right?
Really new quarterback, and I just think they're going to cause enough chaos to fuck them up.
Are they going to score any points though?
Well, yeah, they're going to score points because Tua's the guy.
Okay.
No, don't say okay. You don't like
no,
you don't like
we need
that.
To fucking leave it at okay because we still have two games to get through.
Yeah, but fuck my take.
Denver,
because you hate it.
I do hate it.
Thank you, Stove. You're on the same page as me. No. Keep it going. Denver at the New York Giants.
Miami might score 3 points against New England, man.
Nah, dude. Tua's got 3 touchdowns week 1.
Fucking 3 interceptions.
Bank it. Let's go.
Oh, are we talking about a parlay, gentlemen? At Stove, bring me back here. Are we talking about a parlay? I mean,
I don't like passive Gary. Gary being all passive, like, okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah, no, fucking commit, bud.
I'm not
what I mean,
fuck your take about
war. Go to war. Call me an asshole.
Tua's not an NFL quarterback. Period.
Over under on 2 interceptions for
that
Tua.
Dude is not an NFL quarterback.
Over under on
Miami
2 interceptions.
Fucked up last year.
I'm not counting interceptions. I'm counting touchdowns.
Put 2 in. That's what it boils down to.
3 touchdowns.
That's not what I fucking asked. Over under.
Miami scored 3 points. Period.
Over.
New England 3 points.
At least you're realistic about it.
3
That's
points.
fine. That's fine.
I'm going flat. I think 2 is the number.
He's gonna go 2, but he's gonna go three tutties.
Two throws, 2 picks, 1 rush.
Okay. 3 points.
No,
my man's just gonna be high on all the stats.
No,
okay.
no. I'm saying 2 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions,
1
rushing touchdown, about
3
200
points.
yards. That's all that matters.
3 points.
Not 3 points, Gary.
3 points.
I just gave you 2 touchdowns in there.
We're talking week 2. 3 points.
Okay. Listen,
Gary, you're real emotional right now, and I don't quite understand it.
No. I'm not emotional. I'm just saying
wanna
that
hug?
Miami does not visit the end zone in week 1.
Yes, they do.
Nope.
Yes, dude.
Nope.
I'm not.
What's-
I mean,
What's the bet?
You're not even Castaway, dog.
What
You're on
do
a
I-
different fucking
What do I
planet.
need to do in week 2? Show if they score a touchdown.
Ooh,
Let's set the stage.
I don't know. I got to think about
Do
that. That's tough. We got to think about that. So
Let's do it.
we're going to do
Okay.
it that way. That's fine.
Aaron Alta says Miami will have a score off of a turnover.
No. Shit, dude. We got
Nope.
that's a good bet.
Nope. Miami
Corey
doesn't
says
score a
Gary
touchdown
eats
in
way
week
too
1.
much soy for a grown man. My
I
man's
literally
always coming
don't
through some
know
heat in
shit,
the comments,
dude.
and I fuck
He's
with
not
it.
even wrong.
All right.
I
By the
don't
end,
even know what
by the end of the
soy
show, Andy will come up with a bet for Gary for week 2.
Gary's got to
Blah,
get
blah,
one
blah.
for me too,
Yes.
though, because if
Yes,
I
vice
lose,
versa.
there's got to
Yes.
be a.
Vice
Yep.
versa.
All right,
All right,
we have
Gary,
we'll
we
figure
have
it out
2 more
before we-
games to
let's
get
think
through,
about
and you
it.
guys
Think
better
about it.
figure that shit out.
I'm
Denver
figuring it out.
Broncos at the New York Giants. I've got Denver. Gary's got Denver. Stove's got the Giants. What the fuck, dude? And Andy's got Denver. Stove's got the Giants.
Stove's
Why?
got fucking squat Jesus.
It's got Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is gonna
Oh,
turn.
you talking about all
here.
fucking
We're
wheels,
talking
dude?
Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes
about
here.
wheels,
Saquon
Danny
Barkley.
Dude.
Saquon
Wheels
Barkley.
and Kiki, baby.
Listen. Denver.
Daniel Jones.
We talking
My man.
about
They
doesn't
they don't have a defense. They don't have a quarterback. If you want to call Teddy Bridgewater a
Denver
quarterback,
doesn't
He
have-
runs a 37.
go right ahead.
Teddy Bridgewater's
But-
more of a quarterback than Daniel Jones.
Facts. Oh, yeah, dude.
Go for it.
Denver,
They don't have a
Denver doesn't
defense
have a
other
defense.
than Von Miller. Okay. Giants are going to go out. Giants are going to get this one.
Wow.
You can less than 13 points for Denver.
Yo, Kenny Galladay is going to be happy as a bitch in the locker
Yes.
room rooting for his team
If he stays healthy.
with his injury.
Ooh.
Nah, he's going to stay healthy.
He ain't
He's
going to stay healthy.
This motherfucker is less
He
healthy
ain't
than
gonna
Magic
stay
Johnson
healthy.
in
Definitely
1993.
ain't gonna stay healthy.
Man.
I give him to week 5 at best.
But I truly believe that this, and I hate to say it because it's the effing Giants here,
Right.
but
Say
I
fucking.
fucking Giants. But
He said,
Danny Dimes is going to turn a corner here. He's going to
Like
start
we're in a
playing better,
library.
and Saquon Barkley is going to have a game. He's going to be coming back off that injury. They are going to limit him a little bit. They will. I mean, because it's a full 17 games.
Rodnick.
Dude,
I feel like you
man.
were such a Cowboys fan that you're still like dick riding Jason Garrett.
Magic Johnson in 1993,
And I
Just
need
more
to
healthy.
know
Where's
now
the-
if that's what it
where's the
is.
more healthy, dude, than Kenny
Thank you.
Galladay.
Hey, Tronic, appreciate you chiming in here, bud. Really do. All right. So, hey, I'm on my island. I'm all right with it. I'll live with it. I'll die with it.
Dude, your
The
The
island
only
is
statement
lava.
I'll make on this is that I think Denver's defense gets undersold quite a bit because of the anemic offense they had last year. I think people forget how good that defense actually was last
Who
year.
made the Von Miller comment earlier?
Me.
Stove?
Okay. All right. I thought Gary made it, so I was very confused by this
No.
this conversation. I
Stove
was like,
made
it's
it.
very contradictory to what the fuck
That
you were just
defense,
saying.
that defense gets undersold quite a bit. Denver's going to have a top 7 defense this year.
The fuck are you
That's
smoking,
so
Gary? Like
Top 7.
top
We can
top
revisit
7
it.
defense, top
I
15, top
I
20
agree.
quarterback for Wentz, and come on,
I
we're
agree.
going.
I'm confident that
That's
the
fine.
Dallas offense is going to be a
I
top
agree with the
32
Denver
offense
take.
this year. Guaranteed.
Top 32 off.
Guaranteed, dude. And I won't hear different. And that's on gang. So our final matchup of the season in this fucking almost 2.5 hour soup sandwich of a
Let's go
fucking
3.
episode that we're dealing with. Corey Yeoman says Saquon is going to hurdle the entire Broncos defense in a single bound. Corey, swing and a miss, bud. Baltimore at Oakland. I got Baltimore. Gary's got Baltimore. Stove's got
Las
Baltimore.
Vegas.
And Andy on the island choosing
Andy,
the
I love
Raiders.
that pick, bro.
I am
love
not
that.
mad at that pick whatsoever.
They're
I
gonna win
can't.
the shit out of that game.
I flip flopped a bit on this, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Do you what now?
He waffled.
Yeah.
I did.
You're not allowed to say flip flop. You have to say waffle.
I waffled.
Yeah.
So I just think fuck the Ravens. One.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding.
Facts.
I mean, listen, the loss
Except for Justin Tucker.
Vegas Raiders, they have a lot to prove. They have a quarterback with a chip on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
They have a running back who is up and coming. They have a decent receiving game. That offensive line scares the dick out of me and David Carr. The defense is so, but more of my pick comes to like the Ravens. Like I love Lamar Jackson. I do. There's no Dobbins, obviously. I don't like the receivers. I don't like the line. The defense is getting there. I just feel the Raiders. The Raiders are at home. Like it came down to that. Really, it did. It came down to who was home. Like I weighed the pros and the cons. Each side, it was pretty fucking level. Home team takes it for me.
I agree with you on that. Oakland has a bone to pick. Carr has a chip on his shoulder. Unfortunately, you have a coach that has a 10-year contract and he's in year 4 who hasn't done jack shit while he's been there.
He's an idiot.
He's had 42 first-round picks.
Yes. And
he's an idiot. However, a team can win in spite of their coach.
Sure. For me,
shout out Mike McCarthy.
Like you said, that line scares
my guy.
It scares Carr. It scares you. It scares Carr. It scares everyone.
It does.
And so with that, and not knowing which car you're gonna get,
that line scares Bo Jackson.
That's why I went with Baltimore. And now Baltimore, if they get their tight end situation figured out like they did 2 years ago, if they go back to the 2 tight end system instead of just the 1 tight end system, I think you'll have the Baltimore.
Can't.
I know, but it's something close to it because last year they just completely abandoned it, and look where it got them.
So listen, real quick. I told Gary this the other day because Gary was at my house. So we're drafting fantasy football, right? My wife plays fantasy football, but also isn't like microwave. She doesn't pay attention to shit. She just rolls with it. Mm-hmm. So we're in the 4th round. She's to the end, right? And she goes, I think I'm going to take Lamar Jackson. I said, okay. I usually don't condone like a quarterback this early, but okay, fine. It is what it is. Do what you want to do. She'll have a couple players and she'll ask me, and then like it's getting down, like the ticker's going.
Daniel
and
Jones.
CeeDee Lamb is at the top of the thing, which is who I thought she should have taken. And it's getting down. And all of a sudden I hear her from the other room. She goes, I'm going to take Mark Andrews. And I go, the fuck you are.
No, you fucking are.
The fuck you are. Take Lamar Jackson if that's what you're going to do. She's like, I'm not. What am I supposed to do? Fucking take CeeDee Lamb.
Fucking take Lamar Jackson.
So I'm telling Gary.
My mind went exactly to that Jason Bateman Ozark.
We had a real good laugh.
GIF.
I don't know how she got the
fuck you are.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to get the Mark.
Oh yeah, I would have blacked out.
So she ended up taking CeeDee Lamb.
Okay. So she ended up settling on AJ Green.
Nice save.
So she saved her draft because she grabbed CeeDee Lamb, and then when she came back in the 5th, she got Jackson. So she still got him. Like, dude, I could not. I couldn't believe my ears.
He told me the story.
I think I'm going to take Mark Andrews. The fucking no, you're not taking fucking Mark. What are you doing over there? Mark Andrews. Where did you even find him? He's like 400 spots down. Like what the fuck is going on here? Mark Andrews.
How did you even
really?
know he was on a roster?
In
Like,
the
what
fourth
the fuck?
round? Which leads me to
Fourth
believe
round.
that she clicked the tight end tab, and
You
he
see
must
that
have been the
fucking
best
position?
available at that
general.
point.
Draft happens.
Can you
How
imagine
fucking
Mark
Oh.
Andrews in the
would you
fourth
choose
round?
draft that position?
Yeah, that's priceless.
I don't want him in the seventh round.
I
like the
remember
guy.
the first time I had ever done fantasy football in general, I did a mock draft just to try to see, what the fuck it was. And I thought that, and I look back on it now and realize that it's fucking insane. But my first pick was Victor Cruz. And this is peak Victor Cruz time.
Ooh.
But I picked Victor
gross.
Cruz as my first pick. And I look at that now and I'm like, my guy, what are you doing?
What
Right.
are you doing?
But fucking
Mark
Sanchez.
Andrews, dude.
Mark Andrews. Mark Sanchez.
Fourth
Jesus.
round.
Mark Andrews. Oh my
Fourth
God,
round.
dude. Fourth round, tight end pick.
Well, you know what she's trying to do, though? She's trying to fill the spots down the check.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going in. Oh, yeah.
She's trying to just go in order. So when she filled them, she's like, what defense should I grab? And I'm like, no fucking defense.
You should
You
fucking
take-
wait.
I go,
Who is the flex player in the
I
Super
go,
Bowl?
I go, take wide receivers and running backs until your eyes fall out.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, am I wrong? Is that
That's
not what
the
you do?
beginner tactic. Like, if you don't know shit about fuck, another excellent
I
Ozark
was telling
reference.
Gary the other day, I got a little upset with myself because I took Josh Allen in the 5th round, and I usually don't draft the quarterback
It's like
before
the
like the 7th round. Like I usually try to wait it out, but like I don't know, dude. I got like high school girl, and I was like, Jess, that's what I want to do. Partially it was because I didn't like the receivers and running backs at the top that were left. Like I didn't love anyone, so I was like, "Fuck it, Josh Allen. It's easy. Let's fucking knock this bitch
The
up."
worst, I mean, so up until this story, the worst I had heard in real life sports fantasy drafts, I saw Jason Witten go in the 6th.
Oh, dude.
And that was atrocious.
I saw a guy 3 years ago who knows football take Russell Wilson in the 1st round.
Who?
Russell
The
Wilson.
point?
Oh, a quarterback. Okay.
Yeah. 1st round now.
Yeah.
1st fucking round.
Yeah.
It was the 9th or 10th.
My man
pick.
went 8th overall.
Took him 1st round, bro. And I was like, what are you doing, guy?
Oh, my God.
I
Okay.
want Anquan Bolden in the 3rd round. Baltimore Anquan Bolden. He had a good
I'm going to
year.
drink rather than say something to that.
Sorry.
Have
My
we
apologies.
seen the peak of Lamar Jackson?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to ask. Stove, tiebreaker. I'm saying yes.
Yes.
So that's 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where does he go? Does he get better as a passer, Gary? You think?
He gets better in the pocket.
Okay. That's probably
Okay,
the
so
only way to go with
redefining the game, getting comfortable in the pocket.
No, not redefining.
it. No.
I just think he adds that
Improving.
element to his game.
Kelvin LaPierre says yes. So
Really?
yes.
I can't believe there's more than one yes. I thought Gary was going to be the only person on planet Earth. That's a tough take.
No, I said no.
That he has not peaked. You're saying no, he has not peaked. Correct?
I'm saying no.
Correct. I'm saying he has peaked.
Yes, me
Yes.
too.
So Kelvin is also
just-
saying
I
yes.
think he has a lot of potential as a passer. I think Baltimore in the last 2 years has
Really?
done well in the draft to put people around him to visit that. I don't know that offense with Greg Roman is the right offensive coordinator for it, but I think that in the long run, and I think I'm setting the stage maybe incorrectly, but I think in the long run they're going to move on from
No,
Greg
dude.
Roman.
Greg
And they're
Roman
gonna-
is a
They're going to
lizard.
get an offensive coordinator in that can get pretty creative with Lamar.
He is,
Maybe I'm
dude.
being optimistic. I fully understand that I could be being optimistic about it, but I think that the biggest problem with Lamar Jackson right now is his offensive coordinator.
No, the biggest problem with Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson.
I don't know that I can argue against you.
And I don't know that that's a problem.
Lamar Jackson has real estate in Lamar Jackson's brain. Corey Oman says he weighs as much as my leg. Carbs should be his friend, not mine.
But the thing is like, to me, the reason I say Lamar Jackson's problem is Lamar Jackson is because what brings Lamar Jackson's success thus far in his career is what could also hurt Lamar Jackson's longevity, or what Gary's saying. Like, so
Lamar But that's Jackson what we've been saying about Lamar Jackson all along.
Right. He's really good at doing what Lamar Jackson does.
Right.
If he tries to change that, does that make him better or take away?
He's only going to be as good as long as it lasts.
So if he tries to improve his passing game, okay, so say Lamar Jackson all of a sudden is like, hey, I'm just going to stay in this pocket, and occasionally I'm going to go out there, but I'm going to try to be a pocket passer. Is that his best life? I don't think it is.
I think you're underestimating the arm talent at that point.
No. I think Andy's down to something, right?
Maybe I am.
I agree with Andy on that take, but I also
the development of the arm talent to specify.
I want to call attention to Calvin LaPierre, because I think he's got a good point in the chat that Lamar Jackson does not.
It's a rare thing to say about Kelvin. I've been watching his shit for. He always comes in with some hot takes.
Lamar Jackson does not have a Stephon Diggs, right? They have not given him that guy.
No, he doesn't have a guy.
Can
he hit that guy, though?
What's that?
Can he hit that guy consistently?
We haven't seen it yet.
Listen,
if I'm speculating,
running to your right all game.
If I'm speculating, I think so, though, because I've seen him work the middle of the field really well.
But he has to have a guy that lines up on the left side of the field every time.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, their best days were when they had two tight ends.
All right, so let's throw a hypothetical out there. If we saw a Devontae Adams take off to Baltimore, what happens?
I don't think that's good for them
because it's Devontae
I don't think
Adams.
that's good for them. I want to discuss what Andy brought up, though, because when Lamar Jackson was at his best, he had two guys working the middle of the field, Hayden Hurst and Mark Andrews. Right.
I agree.
I think that he needs a guy like Diggs who's a security blanket, because I think he can work with a guy like that.
What I was saying,
and maybe it's Devontae Adams. I don't want to completely.
But what I was saying, saying as far as running right is, he starts so much further over to the left than a tight end.
Okay, so you're talking about half.
So he's coming back to the middle.
You're talking about half of the field where Lamar Jackson.
I'm talking about the middle. Yeah.
Sure. I don't know that I can disagree with you on that, right? I can't.
No, we're saying the same thing.
But by that logic, then you're saying that somebody like a Cole Beasley would be the fucking answer for Lamar Jackson.
I think what we're saying is that Lamar Jackson needs a security blanket, though.
Okay, so he needs a Wes Welker. He needs a slot receiver.
I'm saying Lamar Jackson has reached his peak in the NFL. I just think he is.
Yeah, that's fair.
I disagree. I think he has another level to get
I hope you're right. I do.
I think he has another level to get to, but I think that it depends on Baltimore building that next level.
And I sincerely, I really hope you're correct.
I feel like Harbaugh and the Ravens are committed to that development.
I hope so.
Now, whether or not they make that happen.
I don't think that they're fully committed to Lamar Jackson. I think they're committed to their offensive scheme. And that's what bothers me the most.
They're committed to Harbaugh and not the other.
They're committed to Greg Roman, unfortunately.
There you go.
And I bitch about Scott Turner in the same way that I bitch about Greg Roman. Like, not a good offensive mind.
All right, fellas. We're at 2.5 hours. We've done well. It's a good episode back. We've still got a few guys with us, and so for that, I appreciate the ones that have been sticking around, listening, talking with us. Kelvin, Corey, a little microwave. I appreciate you guys tuning in.
Ryan.
The support. It feels good to be back, fellas. It feels real good to be back. And so I don't know about y'all, but I think I want to do this next week. So maybe we'll be back to debrief week 1 and predict week 2. Who knows?
We hope so.
Possibilities are fucking endless. It looks like old Reds had enough.
He's pissing.
Yeah. Over there draining the main vein. Gary Free Sr. says Dale Jr. heading for the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And as he should. Corey Yeoman says, where's the merch? Oh, man, we need to get there. We definitely need to get to that part. Amy Trotton says, go Chiefs. Aaron Alta says, no college ball. I mean,
well, Aaron, it took us 2.5 hours to go over NFL shit. So what do you think college ball?
So
hey, listen, y'all, we had 7 months worth of shit to
for those that are asking about other sports too, right? Like we've been discussing it, talking about multiple shows throughout the week. So it's not a non-starter. It's a matter of us figuring out how much time we have to do
schedule.
And honestly, be completely prepared to see even 1, maybe 2 guys on the show. It doesn't matter. I mean, whatever sport we can cover. I know Andy is really anxious to talk college football, and he's really anxious to talk NASCAR.
And he can't wait.
And so
NASCAR, baseball.
He's in on those automatically.
Stove.
Yes.
We gotta,
coming straight for the
college show going.
Dude, I'm game.
Yeah.
Corey Yeoman says, what about special guests? So there was a point prior to our hiatus where I was probably spending
Raul was killing
3 to 4 days a week talking to different people, everything from Medal of Honor recipients to professional MMA fighters, so on and so forth. I may or may not have our logo going up on a professional MMA banner on Connor's next fight. So Kelvin says, got 2 tickets to Bristol next week.
Bo Pelini action right there.
That's sick.
Calvin,
damn.
Let's go fucking live at Bristol.
Well, I have a cat that's biting me.
All right.
No, that's the microphone, dude. Come on, dude. She's an asshole.
Fucking cat's like, what the fuck is that?
Bristol,
there's definitely
let's go.
There's definitely plenty of sports that we do need to cover.
Well, listen, if any of you cucks want to get on here and go, we can go toe to toe too. Like we can. I mean, I know. Listen,
interested in joining the team?
No, fuck the team. Let's fight.
Jeez, fuck. Okay.
I know Gary will argue with you. I'll argue with you.
My man went full Irish on that last statement. Listen. I mean, he just fuck. I ain't talking about the team.
Your wife was in me DMs.
Your wife's in me DMs. You'll do nothing.
That'll be a good one coming up. There's a really good UFC event coming up.
Yep.
Few weeks.
Plenty of shit.
2 weeks, I think.
Is it 267?
Yeah, we two weeks and then 4 weeks. We've got really two really good ones.
Kelvin thinks he's got hot takes that we can't take.
No, he doesn't, dude.
No.
I'm telling
you. Hey,
I know this.
You know what? I've never been out hot taked by somebody with the last name LaPierre.
Listen, Kelvin.
You know?
Kelvin,
you dainty bitch.
I appreciate I appreciate you tuning in on the show.
Bring that smoke.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude. But listen, if you want smoke,
so that's points away already.
Oh, he's a Cowboys fan?
Yeah.
His hot takes.
Lay off him, man. Lay off him. All right, guys. He's a good guy in my book.
Listen, I've argued with him before, and I'm clearly the victor. He knows this. He gets it.
Listen, all I'm saying, Kelvin, enough out of you, Andy, over there in the Northeast corner. Listen, Kelvin, in the words of J. Cole, If you want smoke, I'm a whole nicotine company.
All
right.
God,
so I'm here.
That's it.
Calvin, let's go to Bristol.
There it is. There it is. Microwave.
Thanks everyone for coming in tonight.
Microwave's trying to get in on the action. Kelvin says, "Don't be on tomorrow."
I'd offer to join, but if I remember correctly,
it's an incomplete sentence.
She left it there. She said, "Y'all need a gal."
Anyways, man, it is good to be back, lady and gentlemen. Good to see you guys. Good to see the comments live and popping again. Kelvin, all the regulars, the tried and true, little Microwave, some of the newcomers. I believe we saw a few of them tonight. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We will be back next week. Now that football season has started, I promise we are going to do what we do best, and that's try. So
we can do that. Try
from all of us here at the gang here with the brand Backyard Sports. This is Backyard Blitz, brought to you by Backyard Sports. My name's Raul Herrera. I got Andy Flint. I got Gary Freeze. I got Josh Stovall, the Big Stove. We're fucking out of here.
The entire oven.